Ouch. It burned.
Hello, everybody. It burns, as they say. How are you all doing this evening, afternoon, night for Kieran?
Going well.
Good is super hot.
It's super hot.
Love
Yeah.
it.
We've got a
sorry.
heat wave.
Oof.
So at midnight it's stupidly hot.
So what, like 70 degrees for you?
Checking the temperature now.
Convert it from Celsius to Fahrenheit, please. Please.
What is it, like 20 Celsius over there or something?
22 Celsius at midnight.
That's
Oh,
hot.
Jesus.
What is it? The conversion is like ×2 minus 32 or some shit like that.
It's like 80
Times
something over there.
9/5 plus or minus 32. I forget what direction.
Yeah.
It's like you take away a number.
Fucking
and then you
Google
do
it,
some,
John.
like,
I'm
division
not.
as well.
All right.
I'm
to the
sorry
internet.
that it's hot. Does anyone else have news to share?
I'm pregnant.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Woo.
Different path.
Mazel tov.
Oh my
is that
god.
toothless? I love How to Train Your Dragon.
Hell yeah. I love How to Train Your Dragon 2. It's a good ass movie. I remember when that shit came out. I saw it twice. One of the
Pretty good,
only movies I've seen twice. I don't
Oh.
rewatch movies, guys. I don't have time for that. Speaking of not having time, Brandon, were they able to get you caught up on what you need to say for our recap here?
Yes.
All right, let's hear it.
So we were able to send over Mirs's body bring it back to his mom over in the city of Blinding Lights.
Nice.
After a while, it took a minute. Then we were finally able to get back to Tulsa and meet with the dictator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our boy, the dictator.
Tyrant. The tyrant, sorry. And that is when the tyrant tyrant. Forgot his name. Anywho, he basically told Gorgor, "Hey, bud, you're gonna have to lay low. Your hit on the spy master worked, but they kind of sort of figuring out who it is, and we can't really have that going on right now."
True.
So then Syl came back in the fray, and we were also introduced to Crumpet's new character,
Ebor.
Ebor, yes. The aptly named Ebor.
Yes. So currently we got our new orders of what we need to be doing. We need to deal with the Isles. In order to do that, we need to create a colony, and then we need to deal with an elemental. Hence why Syl is specialties coming back. And we also will be gaining the knowledge of what material we were able to actually procure from being an air pirate tonight.
Good. I'm glad we have a plan for today. Yes, we will be doing downtime actions as the downtime continues, because Igor, your ship, Xenos Betrayal, has not been finished repaired yet. It's currently being studied. People are taking a look at the sails because it is foreign magical tech, and also it took damage from a transport ship's anti-air guns. It's superficial. It's not like harming it. You guys are still able to fly fine, but they want to repair it. Just because they can. In the meantime, we're going to jump straight into game. I have you guys at March the 8th, also known as Spring Shifting, where your wrong rest will complete. So I assume we're before then, actually. Because you guys just got back into Tulsa, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. We literally got off the ship and went straight to see the.
Then it sounds like it is actually the 2nd, and we're just going to take this day by day. Guys, welcome to Tulst. You're home.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first? How about we make a list of what we want to do, and then we'll go down. You think that's better? That seemed to work last time. Hang on. Let me move things around. I did not have my spirals prepared, and my books are on the precipice. Alright. So, we want to take a look at the ores, or identify the magical ore that you guys stole. Okay, pen, thank you. What else do we want to do?
Library learn spells.
Alright,
Yeah.
KJC. Wizard spell learning.
Yeah.
Alright.
Scroll. What's the word? We need to get more scrolls.
Okay. Spell scroll making.
Igor just wants to spend this time going with this crew places and like training with this crew to like get more
Okay,
Like-
cool.
bonded. Yeah, some
Uh,
bonding time with this crew.
Yes, you, Igor, have 12 dedicated crew members from Nevlator's arsenal, and all of Bojible's family are being reorganized in Tulsk to see how they're able to transition into this new lifestyle. And their replacements are just basically Tulsk volunteer soldiers and people wanting to be airship dudes, crew members. So, you know.
Still
They're gonna learn the
still
ropes from
has an op-
experienced sailors.
Good. I'm gonna make sure they know I'm in charge and that what I say goes.
My pen's broken. It
Still
keeps
needs
popping
servants
up.
at his house, by the way.
I don't think you could afford servants.
I can when they're foreigners.
Yeah, true. Alright, Igor crew shenanigans. Alright, my pen's literally just broken. It won't stick whenever I write with it. I'm sad. I'm very sad, guys. What else do we want to do? Anything from Chad?
Chad would love to meet up with his gang, the Brotherhood of the Fist. Have
Yeah.
a quick chat with one of the heads there. And then Chad would also like to look into buying his own property, if that's a thing that we could do.
Is in what?
If that's a thing that we can do. I don't know if there's any like houses for sale with all the influx of humans coming into the city or not.
There are quite a few influxes of humans. But if you aren't afraid of living outside the wall, then there is definitely opportunity for you.
Nah, Chad's looking for somewhere where he can hide all his stuff.
Where's a better place than outside, in a hole made by mold earth?
I don't know, Mold Earth. I'm a monk. I don't have that monk bullshit level yet.
Well, sounds like you need a shovel.
I do.
Alright, so... property. I had to get rid of my pen, and now I'm literally just using the inside of my pen. I don't know if the people
It do
can
be
see
like
it.
that.
That's all you need.
Apparently. The spring fell somewhere, too. Ah, here it is. Cool. Okay, so let's start going down the list, starting with the identifying of the metal, which Ozark can do, because he knows exactly what kind of metal this is. It is called mithril.
Oh, shit. We got Mithril.
Yo, it's a lot of mithril boys.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Is Mithril still, like in your world? What's it do?
Well, Igor sure as shit doesn't know. I don't think any of you know. It's like a magical metal.
I mean, I am 19. I don't know.
That doesn't mean you are told story. Like, whoa, now that you're on 19 inch, here are some secrets to the universe, Igor. There you go. Ozark will explain. No check will be required for me to give you guys a base understanding, because Ozark's a dickhead and he'll explain it to anybody. Mithril is a pseudo-magical metal that is bound in arcane energies. It's a great medium for tools, arcane focuses, and, of course, master-crafted weaponry for weapons of +2 or above.
Oh,
Yeah.
can we put this in the forge?
So we can
then?
use those molds that
What
we
molds
Yeah.
did we
got. We got the
pull out
molds.
again?
Yeah, what molds do we have?
There's the Warhammer one, I thought.
We have
That's what I
3,
thought.
don't we?
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
3 of them.
remember if I was told what weapons they were.
Yeah,
you were. I
John
have a
said
list
it
somewhere.
like. John said it once when we got back
It's
to
in my
Tulsa
old
after we.
ass map.
Pretty sure one was a maul.
One
Yeah,
was
I think it was a
definitely
maul
a great
instead- was it-
axe.
One's a great eye. Do we have a sword
Battle
one?
axe, a warhammer, and then something else.
That Warhammer.
Let me go look. I have to search for it now. Because you guys can't keep notes, apparently. Oh, got him with the
I
passive
can't
aggression.
keep good notes.
Great axe, battle axe, hand axe, warhammer, and maul.
Hey.
You have 5 plates, correct, on the inventory?
No, we have a lot more.
Someone writing that down?
Weapon mold.
Oh, we
plates.
gave those to Tolst. Yeah, we don't have those.
Oh, you got rid of them?
Well,
Yeah,
we
didn't
didn't get rid of them. We gave them to Tolst, like, hey, we can use these when we want, but you guys can use them too, kind of thing.
Okay, I need that stuff on the party sheet, not on the.
Okay.
If you're wanting to keep stuff, and like.
We definitely deleted it off the party sheet. Let me put
Yeah.
it back on.
Yeah, please put it back on.
How long would it take to get that mall made?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. They don't know. Well, so Ozark can cut the ingots you have brought. Because these things are huge. Or not huge, but sizable, just straight up bars of mithril that you guys have, pilfered and looted from an airship. So, when a blacksmith, or likely what Clowntown was doing, he was going to convert these into something via his own technology or his smitheries or, people in the arsenal. Who knows what he was going to do with these. But rather than just, easily... It's basically Boolean, I believe. I think that's what it's called. Or
What
it's
type of
just
sword was it?
Sword?
No.
Yeah, it was battle axe, hand axe, great axe, maul,
Hand axe.
and
Warhammer.
warhammer.
Yeah.
Not sword.
Is it called metal Boolean? Metallic?
Got it.
Sorry,
No.
the
I
only
thought Boolean was a word for the
No.
type of the bar that gold is made into, right?
Yeah, that's basically what this is. It's just
Okay.
bars and ingots of mithril. So they're gonna need someone who knows how to work this material, which Tulst does not normally have access to. Ozark can cut the ingots down and make, I guess, daggers out of them, but it would be incredibly wasteful when you could just stab a motherfucker with a regular dagger.
Or hit him with the actual ingot and just do bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I mean, he offers Igor to make a maul just by gluing some of the mithril bars together and then putting a welding a pole onto it.
Would it work?
Probably not. No.
Because Igor would totally use that. That's what's
Just a
sick.
fucking, as soon as you hit it, it just fucking shatters into a bunch of fucking.
So I'm assuming then, the ingots that we found, that's gonna be for our team, right? We can utilize it the way we want.
It's yours, yeah. We're not
Okay.
fucking with that
Yep.
shit. Unlike gold and platinum, they cannot convert this into money, which is unfortunate.
I mean, we have 1,900 pounds of the stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. How do you spell mithril, by the way?
M-I-T-H.
Mithril.
Okay, everyone's talking at once. Sorry.
M-I-T-H-R-I-L.
Got it.
Thank you.
Mithril.
I thought there was a Y in there somewhere.
No.
That's what
That's-
I thought. But
Warforged is banned. True. Thank you. Me. Alright. You now have a shitload of mithril. Currently, what you can probably do with it is sell it for a lot of money. But until you find a smith, or you play with it, or figure out how to work it, it's probably going to stay in that form.
Can we hire someone to figure out how to work it?
I mean, you can start the process of looking for someone. Like, hey, do you know how to... most Tulsa blacksmiths are like tinkerers and workshops who make dope-ass cool shit out of just iron and steel.
Maybe not
Thing they would-
1,900 pounds of it, but is Ozark interested in any of it?
He's interested in the way, like, anyone who is a wizard would be interested in arcane metals. But he's more wondering, like, what the fuck was Clowntown doing? Like, aiming for... like, what was he buying this up for? Or, like, what was a house of his within Nevlator's arsenal going to do with this? Like, that's what he wants to know.
Do you know anything about that clown guy, Ozark?
Yes. Ozark says, jumping into character as John loses his page that he was on for all the things he wanted to do. Where did I put it, guys? Guys!
It's right there. I can see it from here.
I don't know where it went.
I guess the thing
Clowntown
that
is
if
a
we
good
could-
friend of mine, and by friend I mean enemy, and by enemy I mean lover, and by lover I mean fellow lich. We have had our, how do you say it, ups and downs, relationship issues. I mean, there's only so many liches within the world. We meet like once every couple thousand years or so and shoot the shit with all the other liches, but, you know,
Wait,
we
I have
all...
a question. Out of character. Did we know Ozark was a lich before this?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
called the Lich Wizard. It's in his title.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
You might not have realized because you used.
Yeah, I don't think Igor realized at least.
Yes, but liches, as we all know, like everything else in John's world, is different than I suck your soul out, haha! And, like, because that's just non-sustainable. You're gonna
They
run
found
out
a
of souls.
apothecary somewhere. Is that
I'm
the
sorry?
right word for it?
Was that a
apothecary is
legitimate...
where you-
What? We have a pharmacist?
No, I'm thinking of something else. Excuse
get
me
you,
while I look in my mind's eye and think of that word.
A doctor?
Mm-mm. It's
A
like
pharmacist?
nah. It's
The
like if you were to
pharmacist
put
of
your heart,
harms
if you were to put your heart in a box and hide that box somewhere, and the only way you can die is if someone stabbed that heart.
Oh, phylactery.
Phylactery, thank you.
Oh! Davy Jones. Yes, we do have one of those. It's a seafood restaurant off 8th and, you know, Rosedale.
Oh shit, I've been to Rosedale's. I've never seen that place. It's fine.
That was
You're
a
saying-
Horcrux.
If we destroy the Red Lobster, you die.
No, I'm immortal. You cannot kill me. Yeah.
Follow-up question. John, are you saying canonically in your world Cheddar Bay biscuits exist?
Potentially.
Yeah,
is-
So
That's
Chad is
fucking cheesy
gone.
bread from Red
Guys,
Lobster. Oh, we
Guys,
gotta
Tulsa
go.
is a coastal city. Of course they have seafood. The
yeah, but
most...
not the biscuit.
But the cheesy bread, bro.
Ugh.
So there is this new, well, it came out like 2 or 3 years ago, but like in the plains of Burlo, north of Alcazan, south of Tulst, right outside the Sea of Trees, there's this place called the Plains of Burlo, which is like 1 million to 2 trillion cattle, and just cows live over there. There's one town down there called True Milk. It's a shitty podunk place, but they came up with this like food called bread disc, which is the real world equivalent to like a pizza, basically, just with less sauce and more milk-based products. It's taken Tulsa by storm recently, ever since the tyrant opened up a pizzeria, basically. Or he did it for his like little brother, but it was a weird shit show for a while.
Do they make funny hand gestures when they talk?
No, that's...
Well,
Yeah, they just vote on everything in Burlow. Or in the plains of Burlow. Like, it's pure democracy. Mob mentality.
Imagine having democracy.
Yeah, right. Any other questions for Ozark, Leishtung?
that's really all I got. I would imagine you would know more about like Clown Man's motivations. I
Condiments
guess you
and
don't
motivations?
meet each other that much, I guess.
Well, the last thing I heard... Jesus, my mustache is falling apart. The last thing I heard about Clown Town, the clown who is both a town and a town who is both a clown, he was trying to fold paper as many times as possible in an attempt to create nuclear fission. It hasn't been going well, but that's what he was doing the last time I heard. So, the fact
How
that
far
he
did
is
he get?
here... I'm
You
sorry?
mentioned nukes.
How far did he get?
I don't
Several
know.
Questions.
The last time I spoke with him, he was just starting on that project. It's been like a year and a half since, so who knows? He may have unlocked the secret once more.
He definitely says he has nukes, though.
Well, I'm sure he does, but he can't really replicate the ones that he has stockpiled. I mean, he sits upon the only, arsenal left of nuclear weapons, so it makes sense that he would have some.
That's why it's called Melito's Arsenal.
Yes, it's a nuclear arsenal.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Okay. You think they would get rid of the people who would, be able to cast Fireball right next to the nukes, but, I think they just like living on the edge over there.
Don't you?
Do I? No, I wouldn't be here if I liked living on the edge. I mean, I like
Wait,
living
are you
on
here?
the...
Is this a simulacrum or is this actually you?
Huh?
Is this a simulacrum or is this actually you, though?
Sometimes when you're my age, you forget if you're a simulacrum or not.
Oh.
Well, if we're all simulacrums.
True. Seriously. The only way I'll ever know is if someone, throws like a candle at me and I start to melt.
The girl looks around for a candle.
Alright.
Moving on. KJC, let's do some spells. You had 2 first levels, 2 second levels you could have learned, and then we are in a new week, so you have 7 days to learn new spells. Maybe if you haven't been watching the Discovery team or the political team, who are predominantly wizards, we're going to go over some new mechanics. Basically, rather than using the old bullshit wizard rules, which expect you to live in 8-hour increments, we're going to be doing this a bit more timey-wimey intensive. So, every spell level, it's going to cost you 1d2 days of learning. So that way, if you're researching a first level spell, it's going to take you 1 to 2 days. If you're researching a third, it's going to take you 4 to 6. And so on and so forth. And also, you do have 20 int, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, then you probably won't fail. But what you want to do with that score, I think after adjustments, you have a 90% chance of learning whatever spell you want. So, what spells do you want to learn?
So I was looking at Alarm and Magic Missile as the 2 first levels.
Okay, let's see them. Give me a 1d100. We'll do Magic Missile. Alright, perfect. You learn it. And 1d2. Oh, this is in the past. It doesn't matter. We're only going to do time based off of the one you want to learn as we start.
Okay, and then this will be for Alarm.
Perfect.
And then it was Blur and Alter Self with the level 2s. So we'll
Cool.
start Alter Self because that's the A. 84.
Alright. Yep, that's a pass.
And then Blur.
Yep,
7.
What's not a pass?
90 plus.
Damn.
Or, I guess 91 to 100.
And then I was thinking to try a 3rd level with my week of long rest.
Yes, let us do that. So which 3rd level do you want to learn?
So I was going to ask the party, because it probably benefits the whole group. Would you guys want me to learn Tiny Hut or water breathing, because we might be going near water?
Both could be
Or there's
very
counter
useful.
spell, because of wizards. Those are the 3 that I was thinking. But I was thinking Tiny Hut means we can safely rest. Water breathing means we can breathe underwater for an entire day.
I think
And a
Tiny
counter
Hut
spell.
would literally save our lives if our airship crashes. So, maybe that one.
I think that's good for the long run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. We'll attempt Tiny Hut.
Alrighty, roll me that 1d100. Oh my god, you learned that one. And
Easy.
would you please roll me 3d2? You have more than 7 days, or you have more than 6 days in a week, so perfect. You spend 5 days in heavy spell research, getting down Tiny Hut into your spell book. We ignore gold costs and stuff like that because you were funded by a city-state, and that would be kind of prudish of them if they were suddenly going to shortchange you now on just learning some spells.
As I have 2 days left, would I go do another first?
Feasibly, if you don't want to do anything else with your time.
No, I've got nothing else to do. I've got no money.
Alright.
So
Dope
I'll
shit.
roll 166.
What are you trying to learn?
Disguise Self. Because that might be useful. Hopefully one day.
Wait, so you have Alter Self and Disguise Self now?
Alter Self was like changing my body, and it's also a
Yeah.
second level. Disguise Self was just like, I need to look like someone else for an hour and doesn't use up too much magic.
Fair. Alrighty. You can spend 1 to 2 days doing that shit, and that will be your week of downtime. Next up, spell scroll making. Syl, you wanted to helm researching spell scrolls or making spell scrolls?
Yeah.
What spell scrolls can you make?
I can do quite a few actually. So I was hoping to do counterspell.
Do you have access to counterspell?
Yeah.
As a warlock? Oh yeah, as a warlock. You can do that.
Yeah.
Then it will be 300 GP and fucking 3 days, I think, or yeah, 3 days or something.
Huh.
I'm forgetting the time.
Okay. And then 1 sickening radiance.
Ooh. That's 7 days. Do you have 400 gold for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Subtract
Yeah,
your
I
money,
got
please.
more than. All right. Is that 700?
You
I need
do
one.
have your
Okay.
magenta backpack, right? Or your fanny pack character sheet?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's where all my monies is.
Mm-hmm. Just making sure I moved everything correctly. I think I did.
Yeah.
That will be your
And
week
then-
of downtime.
That works.
Sickening
And
Radiance
then
is such a badass spell. Which,
I need to sell my I'm sorry. It's my scroll of polymorph.
You need to sell it?
Well, I can't use it.
You have a wizard in your party.
And he doesn't have the spell.
He has it on the spell list. So he could, in theory, either just learn it from that scroll, or he could just cast it with a chance of failing to cast it until he has access to 4th level spell slots.
Well, shit. Do you want it so you can learn it?
That would be awesome, please.
All right. Yeah. Take the scroll.
I mean, fuck, we can sell it if you really want, but
I was just gonna try to make up my or the loss.
yeah.
So I was gonna try to even out with that 4th level. I should have come out with just probably $300
Well,
out
you
of
know,
or 300
now you
gold.
you just have another gnome wizard in your pocket.
Yes,
done.
True. It's so true. So I'll
Alrighty.
subtract 700, right?
Yep. Next up is Igor Crew Shenanigans. Igor, you have a crew.
Yes,
It's being.
I do.
They are currently helping instruct the greenhorns, the newbies who have never stepped foot on an airship, to get acquainted with their new quarters. Your pirates are basically like mother henning a bunch of like 18-year-old guys who just showed up and were like, we get
So
to
what's
go
my
on
crew
it.
consist of right now? I got my pilot.
You have your pilot Bojible.
Bojible.
You have 12 pirates. And then you have everything up to 50 more crew. So what's 50 minus 13? Quick maths.
37.
37 greenhorns. Yeah.
All right. I'll spend like some time with my crew, just like helping train these greenhorns, helping them get acquainted and whatnot, making sure they know their place.
Yeah, their place, while you also follow them around to get basic education on how your ship works.
Yeah, but I make it seem like I already know what I'm doing.
Okay, cool.
And then I also want to spend some quality
That's
time
our
with my...
our captain, our shipmaster Igor. You'll listen to everything he says. He's king of the sky.
Yeah,
And
I'll make
you
sure
are
they know
his
that whenever
subjects.
I'm not. Yeah, I'll make sure they also know, like, if I'm not around, Bulgible's in charge, and whatever Bulgible says, act like I'm saying it. Shit like that.
Yes,
But I also want to spend.
Woo!
Yeah, I want to spend some core time with the 12 core pirates and Bulgible. I want to make sure they know that like they're the important ones. They're above everyone else.
How do you show
Like-
them this favor of yours?
Like, I'll go out drinking with them one night, and like whenever like if I ever see one of them get in an argument with one of the greenhorns, I'll like smack the greenhorn, like, you know, take his HP down a little bit. Be like, don't you talk to him like that. He's your superior. Don't you know who you're talking to?
You should give them like little gold stickers.
All right,
to
so you're gonna
distinguish
run
them.
your ship with like a iron fist, is what I'm understanding.
Yes, and lots of favoritism.
Favoritism
Like
to
any good shit.
the more experienced crew. I think that's perfectly suitable.
Yeah.
Where does Igor like learn this style from? Because clearly it's not just generated in his head. Like,
I think, well,
where's
what
he
it is,
taking
since Igor got
inspiration from?
smart, he's realized that unless you command people and tell them exactly what you want and get exactly what you want from them, then they're just gonna make fun of you and play you like a game. And Igor doesn't like that. He's in charge now. He's tired of being played, so he's
Very
gonna
nice.
make sure he's not played ever again.
Never.
And people who
again.
treat him well and don't play him, they get favorited.
Well,
Like these pirates, they instantly listened to Igor when Igor stepped on the ship, even though he killed like half their crew.
true.
That's why they're my favorites.
The new guys take, you know, they're new guys. They're just out of either primary school, well, basically high school, I guess, and are trying to find their way in the world. Heard that there was easy money being in the city-state garrison, as it were. Found out there was even more pay to be had, and you get to become a literal, like, sightseeing, see the world kind of crew member, which is captained by, like, a task force unit who's more or less like a right-hand man of, like, the city-state's leader, the tyrant himself. So they were, like, super hyped to get in on here, and now, like, the reality's setting in, and like, okay, maybe this wasn't exactly what we thought it was, but it seems okay. Like, we'll get over the small little speed bump.
Igor will have a little fun, like during combat training. He'll definitely have a little fun with his crew, you know. Get them all like riled up, be like, yeah, we're gonna take all this money, we're gonna kill all these people, yeah.
What?
Get them all riled up.
Many of them grow nervous at that, but the pirates are so fucking into it. They love it every time you're just like, we're gonna kill them and take their money. Yeah!
See, that's why they're my favorites.
Next up is our property manager, Chad. You are looking for things to buy?
Somewhere that's not, you know, a room, maybe, in the tyrant's place. I want a place to hide all my crap.
You can go to like a storage facility, just like a big old warehouse that's segmented into rather sizable lockers, and purchase one of those off the books. One of your Brotherhood of the Fist will show you to it, because that's where they keep all of their drugs in a different one.
What's the rate on those?
Like 4 gold a month.
Okay. So, I'll pay for a year.
Okay. Well, 4 times 12.
48. 48 out of a lot of gold is slightly less than a lot of gold.
Yep. You pay for
Wait,
a
pay
year.
toll spots if you can, because those are a scam. We don't.
Oh, you right. I
Mhm.
got tons of toll bucks.
They do take toll bucks here in Toast.
Perfect.
Hey,
Well, yeah.
they should. We gotta be able to do something with this money.
Done. I paid for it for a full year.
The only, like, thing about, like, having traceable currency that's also a fiat currency is if you want it to remain truly off the books, you know, you don't want to leave, like, a money trail. But here it's fine, it's whatever. This is where the
So-
Brother of the Fist keeps their shit, so they wouldn't, like, fuck with you.
That works. And then I'm going to store quite a bit of stuff here.
Well, I trust you. Do you need your own character sheet to store your private shit?
I
Or
mean, I
you
can
use-
just mark it on my character sheet as in storage.
Perfect. That works too. Alrighty. Lei Stung, was there anything you wanted to do in this downtime?
I'm gonna help my great aunt with her flower shop.
Oh yeah.
Smile.
Wait, what?
Lei Stung, you're back!
Hi, Mama.
I
call my
thought-
great aunt Mama because my grandma's gone.
Yeah. I don't know why you said that to me. And remind him,
no,
brought that back up.
I'm thinking out loud again. Don't worry about it.
It's okay, Lei Stung. Where have you been? We haven't heard from you in weeks, months even.
I was out with the boys. You know how it is.
The boys again?
You know, I'm getting
They're
rowdy,
not back
as
in
usual.
town again, are they?
Oh, the boys are back in town. Let me tell you what. We have been back in town, and we have been getting back big. Big.
Oh
grandma.
no. I have thought the boys of summer wouldn't come back till then. But now they're back again.
Little Baja man.
She kisses you on your forehead and lets you work in her flower shop. It is busy. Spring is here. The flowers are in bloom. Is that all you wanted to do?
No, I don't really have much to do besides waiting for those weapons to be forged. So, you know, use my time, get back to some family stuff.
What weapons?
Don't worry about that. I'll tell you later, John.
What?
What?
I have nothing in my calendar saying weapons are being forged. Are you memeing me? I just have your armor in a month.
No, I'm talking about the myth. I assume that at some point that's going to be used with the molds. But Ozark is like doing whatever he wants with it.
Lei Stung is psychic and can tell the future even though no one else can.
Yeah, apparently. No one made indication that you guys wanted to go find a blacksmith to like, try to fuck with these things. So I did not put that on my list.
I thought that was heavily implied when we broke up the molds right after the myth.
I don't deal in implications as a DM.
Oh.
I'm a Sith. I need direct and absolute tell me what you want.
Alright, so Lei Stong is under that impression. So he's not going to question it any further than that.
Perfect.
I think the plan is to find one once we get our new colony set up, and then bring them to the new colony.
Well, the 8th rolls around. And John will change the music. It's time for a meeting. John's in the wrong thing. He needs to go over here and change the music. Get out of here, Snowfall. The snow has stopped falling. What are we? What are we feeling today? Burning Village, Bump of the Night, Apprehension,
Always
Awkward
bumping the
Meeting,
night.
a Singular Perversion. Let's do a Singular Perversion. There we go. Let's get some piano music going. As though we have anything else here. Because there's so many
piano
copyrighted
music.
songs on Twitch. Guys, you were summoned to the snack room. That name has stayed thus far. And there's news. Not much news, but there is news. Other than Nevotor's arsenal blowing up, John goes to his February thing.
Wait,
now-
what?
Or not
Nevotor's arsenal blew up?
Normal City, not Nevotor's
Oh.
arsenal.
I was about to say.
My bad.
Yeah, what the fuck?
The
You went so
Flower
nonchalantly
Festival of
about that.
Alcazan has ended without a sight of Jerome. This is good news for everybody. And the Discovery team has returned from the Ulathaean ruin, I believe.
We go kill him.
What?
Never mind.
Alright.
Villa's down. Let's do it.
This is April. I need to go to March. What am I doing? You guys are in March still. You're in baby March. Jesus Christ. We need to fucking pass some days off. Oh, wow. Okay, never mind. I jumped the gun. Sorry. There's nothing. But you're summoned nevertheless by your boys, Tristan Darter
Hey.
and Celeste. They throw up, well, Tristan throws up his hands and he's like, "My friends, what have you been up to?"
We're pirates now.
Oh, shit. What's that like?
Good.
Fun.
Yeah?
It's kind of awful, a little bit to me at least. I hate being in the air for too long.
Why?
Leave them out.
It's just, I think it's a symptom of being taller. We just have a more natural fear of heights.
Being taller?
Yeah.
That's fair. Well then, I hear you guys are gonna head out into the wilderness. Is this true?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna take some cartographers on your boat. Go get a quickie looky-loo at the land.
We're gonna make a whole colony.
Yeah. Well, I wish you guys luck. I don't know why I'm here, to be honest with you guys. I thought the boy king would show up and give you more orders, or maybe Celeste is just being really quiet and, threatening me with a bayonet or something behind my back, as she normally does. He, slowly turns to look at Celeste, who is just sitting patiently. Well, if you need me, I'll be heading out with the political team. We're gonna go to the Forge of Alvin soon.
Those nerds, we said, hey,
Yeah, I will.
give this from. I write an L on a piece of paper and hand to him folded so he doesn't see it.
I tell him, take that paper back. I hand you 100 Tulse bucks. Write it to him on this.
Okay.
They need every dollar.
I'm gonna, you know what? As this meeting's going, I'm gonna start writing a letter L on every one of these dollars.
A letter L on every single toll spuck. How many toll spucks are you subtracting from your character?
100 toll sparks.
Hell yeah, he'll take them.
Let it rain.
Canonically, he will not give this money to them at all. He's just gonna keep it. But you guys don't know that yet.
A lot of marked bills.
It sure as shit is. He's gonna fucking burn him at the strip club. Fuck it. He's a classy act, this Tristan. All right. Well, I'll let Celeste take it from here, because she apparently knows how to build settlements. I guess. Apparently angels do that now. He high-fives Chad, Igor, Leishtung on the way out.
My man.
He passes Ebor? Lador? Do you want to give him a low five?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Really high up for me, but it's
He
really
shoots
high for him.
finger guns at Syl, but will not give him a high five. And Tristan Darter leaves. Never to be seen again. Yeah. That was the last time you saw him. So, Celeste is there, as John sort of brings the players up to speed with what's been going on in the future. Celeste looks at you all. No longer is she drunk off Syl's moonshine, nor is she in a partying, celebratory mood now that Miros is dead. The bitching she took for actually celebrating that shit in front of a tyrant was extensive and long. She sighs as she speaks to you. Everybody remembers Celeste. She's 6.5 feet tall, giant tealish blue skin, gold hair that goes for days. Like Finn from Adventure Time, almost. Gentlemen of the raid team, how do you fare? How was your week? How was your weekend off?
I'm better than the week before.
Property hunting's a bitch.
Our crew's getting well in line.
I see, you've taken on responsibility of training your crew.
Yes.
You aren't spreading some fake religion?
No, not this time. I just want to make sure they can follow orders.
Priorities.
You know how it is. Yeah.
Understood. Well, the tyrant has delegated me the task of explaining you your task in surveying these lands. She points to the world map as John brings us to it, as I re-go over the somewhat mission-oriented mission you guys have. So, our objective, or your objective, is to go to Alcazan, then go south and find a suitable location to set up a colony. Seems easy, right? Just go find a piece of land, a piece of dirt. But it's not. I wish it was, but not. All creatures can live without water and can sustain themselves off magic, she says, squinting a little at Syl and Ebor Lidor. It is Ebor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of forgot, and I can't see your nameplate since my camera's right in front of you on my OBS. So, aside from the bare necessities of keeping the colonists alive, such as water and things, or space to grow, materials to build out of, we also want to have resources available to us, which means going down on the ground, protecting surveyors as they survey. Additionally, there's an elemental over there who is building its plot of land, its little garden, as it were, which is that whole tectonic plate. Sil, you have spoken with a elemental before. How did that go?
Pretty well. Well, a few times I've done it, yeah. I mean, outside this, you know.
How did it communicate with you?
Telepathically? They
I
don't
suppose.
really have vocal cords.
They do not know. Would you care to describe what a primal elemental looks like and the thing you will be negotiating with? More or less asking it permission to do whatever the hell you want within its little garden.
Well, depending on what element is, you can have a giant-ass golem-looking thing, a hostile-looking whirlpool. I think that's how you say it. Dust ball. Angry with a little angry dust ball, and then you got an angry flame fucking thing. That one can turn into animals, though. So, you know, you just gotta be... It really depends on its mood.
What?
Yeah.
Still, I have a question. If our negotiations with the Elemental go poorly, what are our chances?
Remember how I gave you all numbers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It shouldn't go bad. They're fairly simplistic. But we are going to have to do... Like, more than likely, they don't ever do anything for free, but they are bartering type creatures.
You would be surprised what these semi-intelligent forces of the land, of our world, will put up with. Normally, they remain dormant, but when they are in a growing or harvesting or pruning mood, they will uproot, destroy, create avalanches, sink their territory as they see fit, over whatever course of time they wish. Normally, this is seen as earthquakes and are felt as natural faults in our world. Heavy rainstorms wash away and flood plains and forests. A volcano suddenly erupts that was laying dormant.
Gender reveal parties that burn before.
A tsunami, a massive fissure opens up. This is what a primal elemental looks like. So long as they remain dormant, like the ones around most city-states, they won't fuck with the mortals living there. But when you're living on its front door, I assume that it will be a little more interested to see how you change what it is clearly intending to make something of.
Time to go knock on its front door.
Indeed.
I'd assume we go talk to the Elemental while we have all the other men protect the surveyors and have them do their thing.
Yes. The first wave, so your first couple of days, maybe even a week, will just be flying around, looking at points of interest. The next week will be making landings, or at least getting people onto the ground by either whatever chain. I think they're installing something on your airship currently, some sort of jury-rigged elevator or gondola that can anchor into the ground. So maybe that is the plan. Otherwise, fly low and throw out ladders. But getting people on the ground will be your secondary objective. I'm sure there will be rivers there to test, to see if they are drinkable freshwater rivers, or if the elemental's feeling a bit salty.
What about refueling / anchoring during this time?
Alcazan will be your best bet. Try to stay within 500... well, you'll have to ask your pilot, but you'll have quite the range with doing a single back and forth trip. Igor, breaking character. Bojable will explain that just because you have 1,000-yard or 1,000-mile range doesn't mean you have to burn it all at once. You guys can drift for a while with the winds. He's a pretty decent captain in his own right, so he can help you along and stay airborne for potentially days without worrying about running out of magical fuel or recharging the power cells on his shifting sails.
Right.
So, Celeste doesn't seem to be bothered by this anyway, since she's unable to come along. Aside from getting surveyors on the ground, you should try to locate the primal elemental yourself. From my experience, I've only met one in my entire lifetime, but they seem to have a special garden closely to where they have their seat of power, I believe it's called. That's more or less their, like, core base, as it were, or where they return to be dormant. They could look like valleys, or deep trenches, or scary holes in the ground, maybe a wellspring, maybe a volcano.
It definitely looks out of character.
It should be quite noticeable.
Got it.
I don't know the proper way of how you can, like, commune with one. Because it's... the one I met spoke to me. I didn't speak to it. So... perhaps there is a way you can draw its interest to you if you cannot locate its main base? Its place of power? I don't know what that would look like, but I assume it would have something to do with destroying the land to the point where it gets annoyed and sends something at you. But who knows?
Alright, well.
Yep. Your current mission is finding a good base to make a colony that has access to resources that we can hopefully harvest on site and turn into airships. Don't worry about the nitty-gritty of the economy or the economics behind it right now. Just focus on finding cool shit, surveying, and scouting the land. And of course, getting to that primal elemental. We need a good relationship with that thing. Or at least its neutrality or disinterest.
Do my best.
Any comments, questions, concerns?
Is Igor being marked by an elemental throw a wrench into this at all? Well,
I mean, it is a fire elemental. It's a different element.
I still don't know what that thing was that marked Igor.
I mean, it's something to do with Cantalar, end of the world, like, I'd become, like, the king of the city or something. I don't know.
What in the fuck?
Yeah. That's what was told to me.
Okay, well.
You know,
Like, I
battle
didn't know if
royale,
we had,
fight to
like,
the death type of thing.
out
Oh,
of
that-
character. I didn't
okay,
know
that-
if there was some sort of like Pokemon situation going on where like the fire beats the air beats the water elemental, but I don't know. Worth asking.
Primals seem to have mastery over all of the elements. Though I think they do lean aesthetically towards one or another.
And do they beef with each other? Or they stay in their lanes, typically?
To my knowledge, again, I only met one, but I don't think they beef so much as have creative differences. And they too are mostly immortal creatures, if you can even call them creatures. I mean, they're forces of nature, for goodness sakes. Like, if two conflicting primal elementals really have that big of a problem with someone like throwing a river somewhere or like making it rain over a desert, like it'll settle itself out, and those conflicts are on such a scale that not even I will be able to truly recognize them.
Yeah, I guess the world would probably break apart. Never mind.
It would be interesting to see two, like, forces of nature just going at it, though. That'd be cataclysmic.
I feel like there's some foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah. It's funny how that works. Anything else?
Wait,
Seems good to me.
the colonizers, are we bringing after we bring the cartographers to map out the place and like talk to the person? We're not doing that right away.
No, we're not.
Right.
Only once
Alright.
we have a secure location, and we have some kind of insurance that as soon as we start building, they're not, like, all of our people won't just fucking fall into a goddamn sinkhole that just suddenly opens up on them.
Alright.
Indeed.
I'm ready to go when everyone else is.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Good to go.
I'm ready.
All right. Last thing, make sure to stock your ship. And always, 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 whenever you're in Alcazan, pick up food. Because they have so much of it, and they need some more, like, space to get rid of, you know. First in, first out, FIFO, all that stuff.
Can someone carry my sleeping bag for me and other silly heavy things that I can't carry because I'm a 2'8"? No, 2'10" now.
You're a little gnome.
Me and Lestron can carry everything, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I'll just
I
add
just
another
wanna
like
carry the
bedroll
gnome.
on my thing.
I already have another bedroll in my thing from,
Yeah.
I have Mirror's
Gross.
bedroll still.
You want 3 bedrolls and just be super comfortable?
Keep one for
I'll
Bam
just-
Bam.
I'll keep Mirror's. I'll throw, Ebor's out. But I'll take it and be like, oh yeah, I can carry this, and just toss it.
Well,
I'll go
as
Mirror's.
you guys begin to depart, Igor, you will be called back by Celeste to hang out and have a small conversation.
Okay.
So everyone else heads to the airship, gets ready to grab whatever stuff or do their last minute kisses goodbye to Aunt Mama. Or what was her name? Was it Auntie Mama?
Yeah. She's my
Hell
aunt,
yeah.
I call her Mama.
Mama. Igor,
Yes.
how is the helmet doing for you?
It's working quite well. Plus, Syl had a ring of mind shielding that I'm
Ooh.
currently using. So it's helping a lot, I assume at least.
Have you had any visions of the Crow Man, Jerome?
No, thank God.
That's weird.
Why is that weird?
I would think he would use every opportunity he could to fuck with you if he had that connection on you.
Well, I have the ring of mind shielding.
Well, now you do,
if you-
but why didn't he do that,
Oh.
like, within a 2-week period where you didn't?
That is a good question.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know how to say this, but people have been coming up to me saying that they've been having nightmares or, like, visions walking through hallways that a giant ram is charging straight towards them, and then, you know, they either wake up or they, like, get a better look and then it's gone.
I'll look back at Bam Bam.
Bam Bam's just lurking in your shadows. You feel its glee.
And,
Anyway, it's not an issue right now. Having fun and hazing the initiates and reservists is a thing we all do. I, for one, like to threaten death by shotgun. So, who am I to judge you on unleashing your ram on some unsuspecting poor sod? But I hope that your friend, your new shadow creature, will not become a problem.
Bam Bam's listened to everything I've told it to do so far. I mean, hasn't shown any sign of disobeying any orders.
That's fair. You know. Just make sure.
If I notice anything out of the ordinary, I'll fix it.
Indeed. Have you had Ozark identify it? Because I'm
no.
unfamiliar with this type of beast. And that
Well, you
is...
see, I got it when I was still, I, like, tapped my helmet.
Ah.
Yeah, I haven't really given... I should give more thought to that.
Perhaps.
I'll see.
Okay. Well, have a good trip, she says, and slaps you on the helmet.
Thanks. I'll see you when I get back.
You leave.
So before we leave, can I put in for an order?
An order?
Yeah.
What do you want
with
to
the
order?
leather people? I'll send it to you.
The
Or
leather
I'll put
people?
in well, I don't know what you call them.
The people who are made out of leather?
Who work leather?
Leather workers? What are you trying to get them to make?
I believe tanner is the word you're looking for.
Those two items.
You want a child carrier? You can go to a Kids R Us or a Kids R... I don't know.
Kids are you.
Kids are
can it be
we.
a Gnomes R Us?
We be kids.
Oh, can Twitch see this, John?
No, they
my
can't. Guys, go look up, like, baby front-facing carrier and, like, baby, like, back them out. Piggyback.
Piggyback rider.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So,
that was so painful. That's a bar in your back.
yeah.
So I'm gonna be. I'm gonna purchase this stuff on my own time before we leave. I'm gonna make sure that it's gnome friendly.
Yeah, you're gonna get some questions, because you are definitely not. You do not sell the appearance of being like a dad. You are this level 9, level 10 warlock who is like carrying a shitload of magic. You have dope-ass magical robes. You glitter with the stuff. So when like the 16-year-old cashier for her first job is like scanning you out of this like carrier and this like baby back room, she's like, "Well, how old's your child, sir?"
I bring out my familiar. About 2 or 3 years old. Who's a good demon? Who's a good pseudo dragon?
What? Are you sure you're not trying to go to the local pet company? Also known as Petco?
No. And I put my hands over my pseudo dragon's ears. This is my baby.
Oh god.
Here's
All
the
right.
money.
It's gonna be... She brings you up for like 50, or not 50 toll spucks, like 5 toll spucks. Get rid of them. Also known as 5 GP.
I like it.
Okay.
I go try to find Ebor, before we get on the ship.
You find him.
Hey, Ebor.
Hey.
Do you by chance know the identify spell?
I pull my book out and I go, yes, I do.
You think you could try to identify something for me?
Yeah.
I'll like whistle and be like, "Hey, Bam Bam," and like have him like
Grr!
scream for me. Be
You're
like, it was brought to my attention that he might be causing a little bit of trouble at night, and I've just realized I don't know what this actually is.
Is Chad in the room for this?
he did not say he was searching for Chad.
Okay, I didn't know where we were in the time.
I'd assume it was like after as soon as I get out of that meeting, like the after meeting, I like run up to catch up to Ebor's wherever, like in the street or whatever.
All right.
Okay.
I wouldn't have been there for this, and this would have been a funny interaction from the crossover stream. But carry on. Sorry.
So
yeah, I can do it. It'll take 11 minutes. So do you want to go somewhere a little bit comfy, and I'll sit down and do it?
oh yeah, we can go to my captain quarters. I'm on the airship. We have to go there anyways.
The space will even out since Ebor is technically size small. Your Ram, you, and Ebor can cast the Identify spell after moving the captain's desk into the corner. Please, link it in chat. Alright, Ebor. Let's get rid of this music. As you start casting magic. I was really hoping you'd send Ozark to do this so I could hand wave things, so now I have to re-explain everything to Ebor's perspective first. Fuck. John didn't think this through. He forgot we had a wizard. This is way too epic. Get out of here.
Could you buy me a pearl, please?
Yeah, you don't have your pearl power? Fuck.
Can I use Tulsbucks for it?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, cool. I'm getting rid of Tulsbucks.
Yeah. In Tulst, use your Tulsbucks. That's what it's there for, guys.
Done. You have 100 GP per roll.
You do. You go to the supermarket and get your pearl. Then you come back into his captain's quarters. Cast the spell. Ebor, you're looking at this goat. This goat is size large, so it's pretty chunky. Your ram, yes, your goat ram, your rammy ramster. It has no fur. Instead, it has the illusion of fur and is made out of this weird, shadowy jet black material. Its eyes burn with a fiery red light that tracks you every time you play your Macarenas and dance around it with your ritual spell. And although Identify is only supposed to show you the spells of a creature, this is slightly different. Instead of just that, Ebor, my good friend Ebor, John is looking at his notes. Ebor, how learned are you? What interests does Ebor have when it comes to magic?
He's all about magic.
Yeah.
He literally lives to learn magic.
Wow.
He pretends that he's a fighter because he has a sword, and he uses that disguise to trick people into thinking he's a fighter. He's not.
Yeah.
He is a wizard through and through.
I see. This creature. The first thing you know about this creature is that it is a truly magical beast. It is not a physical entity. It's much closer to a fine familiar in terms of, like, substance, albeit much bigger and much more violent, looking at the very least. The second thing you can clearly tell is that it has an actual intelligence. Unlike Find Familiar, which is dumb and a bad spell, and I hate it, Find Familiar has no mind. You dominate its mind, you tell it what to do. This creature clearly is not that. And finally, last thing you know is that there is indeed a spell on it, wrapping around it, that you cannot clearly identify. It comes back as question marks to you. You are not a powerful enough wizard to know the spell. Come back later.
So I would translate that into something less demoralizing. This creature is very clever. It's a bit like, and I click my finger and make my owl appear. It's a bit like this. It's not a real creature, but it exists. Get rid of it. And then there's something about it that no wizard would be able to understand. There's like powerful magic. It's far beyond any wizard alive today. Maybe in a couple of years, when I've gotten better, I'll be the best wizard in the world, and I can tell you what it is then. But until that day, it's just a question mark, I'm afraid.
Let me see if I can. Maybe he'll just tell me. I'll lean down, put my hand on Bam Bam's head, and like, because I can telepathically communicate with it. I think. Find seed spell. Let me look at. See.
Yes, you can telepathically communicate with it.
Mm-hmm. So I will communicate with it. I'll be like, "How are you doing, Bam Bam?"
It does not speak real words. It understands you, though.
Bam Bam.
And it's mad.
What's wrong?
You know what's wrong, Igor. Igor, you're wasting all of your fucking time. You're getting this, like, oh, this gut-wrenching feeling. Like, why aren't you just killing this fucking guy right in front of you? Right here, who's doing this pointless bullshit. Look at him. He's weak. You could crush his skull with your bare hands, Igor, and consume
Imagine how many more
all of
skulls
his
we could
magic.
crush with his help. Bam Bam, you gotta think farther than this. Come on.
He's frustrated at you, Igor. You're not living up to the hype that you had. It wants blood.
Bam Bam. These
It wants-
pirates.
It wants
this
you to
shit
do what you were born to do, Igor.
we got by killing. And I promised them more blood, and we're gonna get more blood. When we get down to that little colony of ours, we're literally going there to set up a base to kill an entire isle. Now, doesn't that sound like fun?
Well, of course it sounds like fun, Igor. But that doesn't solve the current problem. And you know it. There's blood that could be spilled now, and you're wasting your time here. You go fight Ozark!
Blood.
Come on, there's a giant fucking wizard out there! Who's going
Bam
to
Bam.
kill it, if not you?
Eventually, Bam Bam. But less blood now for more blood later. You gotta wait on some things. Now, what
disgruntled.
spell is affecting you? I know there is one.
We'll make an intelligence check to see if it even knows what a spell is. It's a natural one immediately as John rolls the dice.
Bam Bam.
The concept of magic is foreign to this magical beast, which is strange, to say the least.
There's some type of effect? Does that make more sense to you? It's something affecting you.
Frustration.
No,
Ennui.
yes. Do you know a bird man?
It does not?
Thank God. Alright, I'm just making sure. That was a close one. I don't know, maybe it's a spy by that fucking bird man. Thank God it's not. I don't think
How
he
is a
would me.
ram a bird?
I don't know. I'm just making sure.
Okay.
All right, Bam Bam. We'll get blood soon. Soon. Then I'll stand back up.
All right.
Look to Ebor and be like, I think we're good here. From what I can tell, it has no idea what a spell even is, so I don't think we get any more information out of it.
Cool.
It goes back into your shadow, seeping through reality.
Did Ybor hear any of that, or was it literally just all in your head?
It was all telepathically.
Yeah.
I like to think Ebor was really happy and like, oh look, I'm doing magic, and they're like, let's kill him, and I'm like, dee da dee da.
I will say to you, Ebor, try to stay away from my shadows for a bit.
I'll
All right.
step back, looking where your shadow is, like trying to keep out of it.
I'll say, all right. Now, he'll kind of look around. These are my captain's quarters.
They're very big.
Get out!
Yeah.
A few hours will pass as Syl goes to get his cat carrier, his baby cage, his baby harness, just for the wizard that, may need to be put into a cat carrier, apparently. Bran, I don't know why you keep privately messaging me all this weird pet stuff you have with KJC, but you might as well just make it public, bro.
You're stupid.
It's called the Gaslight. Guys, you all jump onto Xenos Betrayal. You now have a full crew, plus extras. You have surveyors in your midst. Surveyor, what's going to be your surveyor's name? Who wants to name the surveyor?
Steve.
Are we happy
No,
with
okay.
Steve?
I vote Edor.
Bagorgor.
Or Gorgor, yeah. Gorgor too.
Bagorgor.
His name is Cancer now. All right.
Aw.
He's named after his constellation.
Yep. Next up, you will have the cartographer. He will be making a map of the regions that you guys go to.
Why does that have to be a guy?
I haven't rolled anything of them. I'm just using guy as like a, gender neutral thing. That's what guys become now. I'm sorry. Get with the times, you fucking boomer. Surveyor Cancer is actually a woman. And cartographer is also a woman. Wow. Okay. Cartographer. What shall be our cartographer's name?
JC in chat suggests Mabel the Map Makeress.
Mabel.
Ooh.
I won't keep map makeress because that's not a word.
Why don't we use the exclamatimer and call her Mabel Burleywood?
I like Vajesus.
All right.
It's like Vanessa.
Mabel Burleywood. Sounds good.
Ooh.
Sounds
That was fun.
cartographer-y.
Yeah. She can be a hobbit or something. Fuck it. Name one of them, John, is what Gibby says. We will also have your new cook. His name will be Schmitty.
Hey, Schmitty.
All right.
Schmitty better make some good fucking food.
Hey guys, it's me, your boy Schmitty.
Get back in the kitchen.
Okay. He cries a little.
Nice work, Captain, says Chad.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I've been working hard to get this crew in line.
Uh,
Go look at one of the random new guys. Just fucking bopping.
Well, Shitty Schmitty will do his damnedest to be the best, bloodiest cook around.
Hey, that's what we want.
And is interested in earning his wings, as it were. He plans to work himself up one day. Make him his own captain, eventually. Not here, but, Get him on an airship. He'll worm his way to some better position, is what he thinks. You guys can take off that day. The 9th, the 8th. When do you guys want to take off? Igor? Captain? Captain Igor!
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible, you guys immediately unlatch from the Tyrant's jetty above his Pillar of Authority and head south towards Alcazan, intending to restock there for your great expedition into uncharted, unknown lands. And as we take off for Alcazan, we will go on a very short break and be back here in a bit, guys. See you in a bit.
Bye, internet.
Everyone, we're back. Thank you so much for your patience and your love. Gentlemen, you rush towards Alcazan at full cruise speed, reaching it within 3 hours. We're going to say you guys left at noon, so now it's like 3. Easy peasy. We're done. It's 3 p.m. You come into Alcazan.
Wait, real quick. Since Igor trained the entire crew during the week long, right? There's this weird, like, hierarchy going on.
Yeah.
Chad is immediately going to start figuring out where the raid team stands in this hierarchy.
Outside
there
of
was,
it.
like, the new peons. Oh, we aren't even part of this.
No. You
Yeah,
never...
Igor will make sure that the raid team is to be listened as if they were him. Like, they are...
Alright, so
Well, not equal,
Bogeable and
slightly
every
less.
one of the people in front of us are also you?
No. So it goes me, the raid team, Bogeable, the 12 pirates, and then you guys. You guys are at the
Yeah,
bottom.
we're in on the pyramid scheme, boys.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
this makes sense.
If you
So,
Yeah.
mistake
so if
my
you're
name for Igor-
incapacitated, we don't take orders from Bogeable. We take them from Chadley, Stung, Ebor, and Syl. You trust these
Yes.
people with ours and your life?
Yes.
What if they disagree with each other? Who makes executive calls
We'll do
then?
like who's...
Because then it's going to be like a
Okay.
2v2 vote, and, you know, we...
Yeah. Okay, so... And then in terms of the raid team, it's gonna be... It's gonna be Chad and Lei Sheng, because they've been with me the longest. And then Syl and Ebor.
Alright, so if Lei Stung and Syl agree during this voting period, but Chad and Ebor agree against them, who do we... Like, who's the tiebreaker then?
They have to rock, paper,
Because I
scissors.
sound like Igor.
It's rock, paper...
So-
What if it's like, we're engaged in combat and you get your head blown off, like... Or, you know, your energy shield cracked.
Oh, if my head is blown off and I'm dead, then I don't care what happens to you guys, to be honest.
Oh.
Nah,
Can we-
I'm fucking with you. No, but it's for real, rock, paper, scissors. Yeah.
Can we just listen to Bogeable? He's
No.
like the more
Are
experienced
you really
cap-
disobeying my orders?
Of course not, sir!
I take out my maul.
Alright, you take out your maul, they cower and run to do their jobs.
Igor will laugh. And then he'll say at the very last, also, if you ever call me or Ebor by the wrong name, you're dying.
Oh, shit.
He'll look to Ebor and just give a nod.
Oh, shit.
How many NPCs can we brutally murder because of the wrong name?
Oh, man.
We'll find more.
You guys stop at Alcazan and pick up a shitload of food? Is this what you want to do?
Yeah, fresh food, good food. Do we have to
Everything's good
stop
here.
there to reload the ship at all, or no?
You have spent, like what, 300 miles? Ish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it does need to charge.
Yep. Same.
Do
It
I have
doesn't.
enough time?
You guys will be able to take off at like 8 p.m. or so. I think it's like 2 hours per 100 fucking miles. Yeah, something like that. It has a weird recharging rate that I don't want to get into right now. So at sundown, you guys will be able to take off into the night and then sort of sail along the winds, kind of haphazardly, being unable to see the ground. But you can start heading that way. Or you could stay later in the night in Alcazan and then take off early the next morning. That way you have maximum sunlight efficiency. That's up to you.
I mean, you tell me, how far is it from where I currently am to visiting my druid lady friend and back?
More?
Would I be able to get a conversation in the time it takes to recharge, or would I
In
be
like
holding them
4
up?
hours? Totally.
Yeah, then, yeah, I want to check in with the druid.
Alright, you run to the Citadel while Igor, Ebor, Lei Stung, and Syl oversee the loading of materials, food, rations, water.
I'd go with you, Chad, if you want, because I've never been to this place, I don't think. So I'd be interested to...
Oh, you like magical shit? You're gonna love this.
Cool.
Oh wait, Igor's gonna go too because he has the Ring of Mind Shield now, and he wants to see how they react to like
What is the
That
ring?
turns Flesh Stung, what you up to? Still?
I can come with.
Wait, Sean, don't you have like a restraining order against Moru?
I'm gonna go see Moru.
Well, that was... I was under a spell. It really wasn't my fault, to be honest with you.
Weren't you under a restraining order anyway?
No, yeah, I'm not supposed to be within her because of the potential lasting effects.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just not. I don't. Igor, you're not gonna check on the Sydney thing. We're just gonna ignore that while we're here.
Oh, don't worry, she's taken care of. Or he's
Okay.
taken care of. Yeah.
You're
he's
not
dead.
going back after the mall? I guess you'd never ever fucking find it, would you?
Nah, I got a new one anyways, and he's dead. So.
All right, so
Safe
Igor,
yeah.
Chad, and Ebor head to visit Governor Moru.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sil, are you gonna hang out? You're gonna load more whiskey than food.
I heard there's this crazy guy in this city. You wanna go check him out? What was his name?
Oh God, not
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo. Yes.
Oh, am I missing out on the Rodrigo? That's fine. I need to make sure my back isn't gonna explode.
All right. So we still have to do roleplay with Crumpet. So, Sil, do you want to do that real quick before Ebor skedaddles?
We can, or we could do it when they get back. It doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. We'll
That's
just
you.
do that last then. When
Okay.
there's going to be more than enough dead air as John continues to consult his maps that he won't show you. Alright, so let's do Moru first, and then we will do Rodrigo. Moru can be found. You guys head over to the Citadel. You try to find that entrance at first, but there's like weird vines and roots that have grown over it behind the illusory wall. Yeah. It's just like rooted on up. It seems like they have switched the tunnel, or at least blocked the tunnel to give them give people direct access to their secret underground lair. But you can go to the drawbridge. There are a couple of these dope-looking people, as well as like a dude wearing the Tulsk colors. Your city's
We're in the
colors.
Forge of Alvin, right? No, we're in Alcazan. I don't
Yeah,
have
you're in
those robes
Alcazan.
yet. I don't have those robes yet. I'll wear my City of Blinding Light green robes to this affair.
Nice. You become a peasant as you walk up to this guy who doesn't recognize you, and he's like, "Hello, who are you?"
A friend of Governor Maru's. I would like to speak with her, if that's all right.
Ah, do you have an appointment?
No, but I have an interesting arrangement with the governor. Just let
Oh.
her know Chad is here. If you need.
Oh,
to stop
you're Chad. Why aren't you wearing your uniform?
I'm picking up a lot of different robes. We've been traveling and shopping quite a bit.
You know, like, wearing your uniform's the easiest way to, like, hand-wave yourself into places.
Chad shuffles through his memory for a bit. Which uniform was the one that you're used to be wearing again?
The one of the Tyrant's task force, you shit.
Ah, yes.
Oh, we don't wear those.
Why not?
We're just kind of doing our own thing now.
Are you
Yeah,
barbarians?
I'm pretty
just
sure we-
out and about?
No, we just
No,
aren't
I'm Igor.
necessarily as hitmen anymore.
Alright, well... Keep the assassinations and political plots to a minimum. Moru.
Oh god, no, we love Moru.
I hope
No,
so.
yeah, we're the raid team. We're not the political team.
Wait, what do
Don't
you
worry.
mean by that? Has she enchanted you?
No, not me.
Not you?
Yeah.
You passed your saving
guy-
throw?
Yeah, I did. My you can tell that we don't have our full party here for various restraining order reasons.
Alrighty. I'm trusting you. Do you guys know these guys? And like the two Alcazanians kind of begrudgingly. Yeah. On closer inspection, you guys realize that these are the tree people who are disguising themselves with like masks like Thor did in Thor Ragnarok, so that they are not as noticeable of not being regular humans. It seems like the deep guard down there in the root system and the labyrinth have been brought up to the surface.
Well, if these are all tree people, then clearly they would recognize me doing
Yeah.
a kickflip.
You do a kickflip. Oh God, you do a kickflip. They're like, yeah, it's Chad. Just fucking let him in. And the dude who has apparently taken over the gate and like the registration here lets you guys through into the Citadel, where Moru can be summoned to the courtyard, where you guys must put seaweed wraps on your eyes to visit her.
Done.
Done.
All right, Ivor, who is
We know
the
the
first time coming here, gets a seaweed wrap that will wrap around your head twice. That's how long it is.
Chad would let Ivor know, oh, this lady is super charming. Good luck, have fun.
Yeah, be careful when you listen to her. Try not to listen too intensely.
But also pay attention, because what she says is important.
Yeah.
Chad looks to Igor and high-fives the shit out of him for the best advice they've ever given together.
Don't listen too closely, but you better pay attention.
That teamwork.
Ivor, any thoughts or concerns as your first time stepping into the Citadel?
It seems a bit weird, and the fact that I'm got to like not look at this woman is a little bit intimidating.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, is it like the things that I know about that do that sort of stuff normally petrify people, and they're not nice creatures. So I'm a little bit worried that we're gonna go meet a Medusa.
you've been playing too many warlocks in the cove, my friend wizard. You are greeted by a very soothing, very luscious voice. And Ivor, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw at
Is it,
advantage.
Oh. Cool.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll give you advantage. You've been prepped. You're a wizard
I was
of
gonna
some...
say I also have advantage against magical saving throws.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Being alone.
there we go. Done.
So there's a wisdom.
Yes, wisdom. A 16 will indeed pass the DC 15. You...
Well, it's 19, but yeah.
Oh, 19. Yes, excuse me. Chad, I think you already passed. And if not, you have a tree in you. You are more or less a servant of hers and cannot be charmed by her anymore.
Excellent.
Igor will immediately, as soon as he hears the voice, rip off his blindfold and look at her.
You look at her. You look at Moru, and just like what Mori saw when you guys weren't there for that. I'm getting my teams mixed up. You
Mori?
see a woman covered head to toe in what appears to be blanket-like clothing with a massive, like, veil in front of her face. To the point where you can see literally no portion of Moru at all. It looks like you're staring like a weird tent, almost.
As I rip the blindfold off, I'll say, now this is a proper way to have a conversation.
What?
Nice meeting you again.
Did you take off your seaweed, Igor?
Yes.
Oh my
You want me
gosh.
to take it off?
No, don't take it off.
No. Don't take it off. Don't take it off. It's
You said Igor, not Ibor. I know how this can get confusing.
yeah.
Oh
Our
my
new companion is
goodness.
Igor,
Blindfolded,
by
he
the
can't
way.
hear you.
Hello, Igor. I see you have
Hello.
gotten better at resisting charming effects.
Yeah, I'll hold up my hand and like flash the ring.
She doesn't remark that she actually cannot see it through her heavy veil. Anyway, Why have you come to Alcazan? Is there more news about Jerome or Viferi? Chad is here, I think. That's you, right, Chad?
Yep.
Okay, I thought I detected the little sapling within your spine.
Yeah, Chad wanted to talk to you, but I just wanted to come to kind of show off that I could look at you now.
Cool.
Alright, Igor, you had your fun. Just wanted to make sure everything was fine. We haven't been back to Tulsa in a while, and Beaches and Cream is there. I just wanted to make sure that, my back wasn't going to explode while we were out. We have a mission ahead of us that I'm worried about.
Have you not been using the political hostage we sent to be your acting doctor and physician?
I was for a while. The tyrant has her in her court doing druidy things, I think.
I see. I haven't had a way of communicating with her, so this is good news to know she's still alive.
I do have a question about Jerome.
You sound a bit different, Igor. I'm not going to lie. A little more enunciating, I suppose.
Yes. I also got a lot smarter recently.
Oh, congratulations. Did you finally learn to read?
Do I know how to read? Did that grant me the knowledge to read?
Probably not.
I can teach you,
no,
don't worry.
Yeah, I still don't know how to read.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. But I'm smart in other ways.
As a person who can't interact with many people, it's actually... books are quite stimulating, in a way.
Alright. Anyways.
True. Truly weird.
Igor will continue. Yeah, about Jerome. It was brought to my attention, I didn't really realize it before, but Jerome never tried to access my mind or, possess me or anything, even though he had full opportunity to before I
Wait, he did?
Yeah, he definitely did.
Oh, shit!
But he never tried to. Whoa, I'm fine now.
Like this weird, big-ass fucking tree Goliath starts to just come out of the earth, having been submerged.
As you can see, I can see you now. My mind is shielded, in a sense.
Okay.
But before that, it wasn't. Do you know why he would decide not to leverage me? Is there something greater he's planning, or?
There's something weird about that weird crow man, because... Well, I did tell you all the story of how he harassed me, correct?
Kinda?
He broke into my fucking room and then threatened the lives of my children and myself. But then he, fucked off. And then just, hung out in the outskirts waiting for someone to, stop him, more or less.
Yeah. He's weird.
He's super fucked in the head, I think. And has, some weird psychological problems. Is how I would describe them.
So he's crazy.
Yeah. Undoubtedly so. So who knows what fucking crazy-ass gambit he is playing. But I know that once, someone falls for his ruse, he tends to go really hard. Because, as soon as the horse boy and his friends ran into his, shed, he, unleashed an entire army of birds at us. So I don't know what he's planning with you, Igor, but...
Well, he can't access my mind anymore, which is a good thing. So at least there's that.
I see. Who's your new friend? It's hard to tell through the veil, but he seems a lot shorter than anyone I remember.
I am Ebor.
What? Igor?
Ebor.
No, I'm Igor. He's evil.
Ebor? Why would you knowingly take someone with a similar name as you into a combat situation, Igor? That's just asking for confusion.
I don't see how it's confusing at all. We're very different people.
Well, it's really muffled in here, so I can only imagine what it's like when there's an actual battle. She says.
Chad would chime in at this point. You did meet Gorgor, right?
Who?
Who?
Oh, good times.
Oh, the
Echoes-
fishman who hired an
Yeah.
assassin to kill Sydney.
Just
My
imagine a battle.
chief
Wait, you know
intelligence
about that?
officer. Of
Yeah.
course, the tyrant told me. We're
Imagine
besties
yelling
now.
any of those names in a crowded hallway in battle. It's fun. Nothing echoes ever.
Okay. Are you?
Am I
So
cool
how do you
with that?
feel about the? Yeah.
I'm really mad. But I can't do anything politically about it. If anything, now that my, intelligence bureau is, heading towards a radical extreme. And will likely be coming to fuck with you on their own. And I have no way of stopping that. So, hopefully they
Good
didn't
thing it
poison
was
the food that you're
all-
undoubtedly loading in your airship right now.
Oh shit. Well, at least no, they wouldn't, right? It was all Gorgor. He's the
No,
one who hired
they
them,
understand
right?
the implication of, who's working with... They're not dumb. Sydney kept crazy-ass notes. I don't know if you know that or not, but he was, fucking mad lad genius. There was a reason he got to the position he got.
He's so smart. How'd he die?
He got fucking suicide killed by a weird fish creature that ripped off his fucking head.
Except his way to the top.
Or he faked his death and is now fucking around in the shadows of my city, which is also an equal... You know, I have no way of investigating it because my chief of intelligence, or my new one, doesn't trust me at all, since I'm in league with the killers of his first boss. So, you know, you just sort of ruined my entire understanding of what's going on in my city, but that's fine, I guess. Not that I have political control at all anyway. I don't even get a say of who gets to see me anymore. Isn't that fantastic? I love being a puppet.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of
It's at
puppets,
least all in
Chad,
all.
has the fairy tried to instill fear in you yet? Through, hallucinations or dreams?
Sore backs. I don't think I've had anything strange enough. Or any
Oh.
less strange than what normally happens to us.
Well, you better start getting prepared for that shit.
So, do you want us to kill the new chief of intelligence, or?
No, that's just creating more problems and more fucking cycles of vengeance.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, I guess.
Thanks.
What if you have another person in line to be the chief of intelligence and we kill them, but you frame it on the first guy and then you can just wipe the slate clean?
Yeah.
Because I have no actual way of doing that.
You command a tree army. Like what?
I have bodyguards, but not enough to militarily take over a city.
Oh.
Look, you guys don't understand the political situation here. Maybe you should keep your commentary to yourselves.
We're kind of the smash and grab squad. You probably
Yeah.
shouldn't be
We're the
asking
right
for
team.
political advice from us. You probably should
Indeed.
be asking the people who unleash the crows upon your fucking city.
I wish
Yeah,
I
they're the
could,
political
but
team.
apparently it's in this guy's head. Maybe you guys, there's a lump that sort of raises in the tent-shaped, band blankets and clothing, where it's just maybe an arm pointing at Igor. But she's so heavily covered in canvas that it is impossible to tell what sort of gestures or expression she has.
Well, this conversation turned significantly more hostile than I had hoped originally. It was
Well,
great
you
to see
know,
you
when
more-
you openly admit to assassinating people, and then,
I didn't admit to anything.
you're right.
I said Gorgord. Did it.
Your tyrant admitted, I suppose, on your behalf.
Yikes.
What a nice young man your tyrant is, though. He keeps sending me letters. They're very kindly written. Tell him that I thank him.
Can you send him a
Absolutely.
letter to say thank you?
I do not send anything out anymore. They keep getting intercepted.
If you want us to send a letter for you, we could take it for you.
I will not put another target on your backs after all you've done and having a literal, like, thing in someone else's back. But thank you for your well wishes and good intentions.
So back to the ship, guys.
Yeah, Chad bows and figures out how to back out of the room, waits for the governess to leave.
Yeah, she'll leave, or Igor can just grab you and drag you out.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can
he
s-
can see what's happening.
Yeah, he can see the door. The guards who escorted you are like super fucking surprised, Igor. They fucking see are you okay?
I just walked past him.
Oh, okay, he's fine. He passes safe.
Guys, where'd you go?
Ibor's left behind. Don't
Oh,
worry,
shit,
Mr.
this-
Gnome. We'll
We
get
gotta
you
put a
out.
bell on this kid's fucking neck. Come on, dude.
You see on my leash?
Meanwhile, Lei
Oh
Stung,
no, the leash!
Lei Stung, you go to visit Rodrigo?
You're muted.
Oh shit, he's muted.
Yeah, I want to see what's up with this guy.
Yeah, you go to Alcazan. You find out, like, hey, where's Rodrigo? Everybody knows where Rodrigo is. Everybody knows where he lives. And as you get closer and closer, there's like a fucking daylight rave happening outside of his compound, spa, business, palace, question mark? It's very weird, and it's in, like, the worst district of the city, at least aesthetically. And then it's just suddenly a house that is both art and just people. So many people are, like, flooding around and going into this place. There is a doorman out there as well, who is handing out tuxedos to men and anything anybody wants, really. Just better clothing than what you guys have on you.
So I think you can sell your booze here, probably.
Did Sil come with you?
No.
Oh no? Okay. No.
But it'll be good to know because he does have his batch ready for distribution.
Wait, are you? So you're?
I don't know if
yeah.
Sil's with you. If Sil wants to be there, he can be. There's no reason why he couldn't.
Sil will sell his get set up for distribution. He does have a few kegs on the ship.
You're gonna run back and try to make a quick buck. Are we just gonna spend the night in Alcazan, guys? And just fucking party with fucking Rodrigo?
I thought that was the plan.
Alright,
So we had better daylight.
let's
No,
make the
I'll be
plan.
carrying your kegs if you want. I can do it.
You start setting up outside the house?
Yeah, this is the pre-party zone.
Alright. Within an hour, you guys will be out of drink.
Not bad.
Everyone will buy your moonshine and get super fucking wasted immediately.
Are you telling me everyone loved Daddy's happy juice?
They don't ask the name, and nobody pays you either. They just sort of take your booze.
We should put a
Payment
price tag
exposure.
on it.
Yeah. They brought their own red solo cups too. So like there's not you don't they're just drinking moonshine out of party cups.
Alright, we gotta get in this party and then interrogate everyone who took booze from us and get their money.
Yep.
Why they'll all be passed out here shortly.
Probably. You're gonna get blackout drunk in the middle of the day. Do you guys approach the smartly dressed doorman? Bouncer? Question mark?
Yeah,
All right.
I was up to him like, hey, so,
Greetings! Yes! You are here to see Rodrigo?
yeah.
You are dressed like a filthy peasant! You must wear something better. Would you like a loaned outfit?
As long as it's not clown makeup, I'm fine with anything.
It's not, no. But if you are of the juggalo breed, we do have a way of you entering. You must, get rid of the weird muskrat odor that you have upon your skin, if you do. And then you must pass a questionnaire, and then you may be allowed entry if you are a juggalo. If you are not...
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Oh, perfect. Then please wear this, and he gives you a tuxedo that is perfectly fitted to your size and sculpture.
Oh. Wait, this is for... How much to keep this on my way out?
It will disintegrate in 12 hours, he says, looking at your wristwatch.
All right.
Indeed.
All right. Thank you. I dab him up when I walk in.
Nope, you must change out here. Please go to the outside changing area.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go make my way to the outside changing area. Is there a line that wraps around somewhere? Is that the
no.
joke?
There is not. You can just walk straight in. There's like 18 stalls ready for you to just, you pick one. There's this weird little magical box that says put your clothes in here and take your ticket, which seems to be like your check-in.
Alright. So, I'm nice in my duds now. And I'm gonna just walk by the same doorman again, I guess?
Yeah.
Alright.
Do you change?
Yeah, I changed in the changing room.
Perfect.
And they make sure I get...
You change. Syl, are you ready to put on the first tuxedo you'll ever wear?
I thought I looked pretty fly for a warlock.
Oh yeah, you are super fly, actually. Roll me a persuasion check. To see if you can get by and saying, like, I'm, a spellcaster, I can't wear tuxedos. Unfortunately, my good man, despite you being a stellar spellcaster, you must abide by the dress code. If you do not wish to wear a tuxedo and look classy, you may look like a wretch with this toga. However, you must get into a spa within the first hour of your visit, or you shall be removed.
Okay, it is.
Here you are. He produces a toga, which will fit you because it's a fucking toga.
Yeah.
You may change, insert robes, carry all of your excess accessories, your staff, your rod, whatever, and enter
My fanny pack.
into Rodrigo's mansion. By mansion, I mean it's literally like a spa. There is like a front door area, which people are kind of like hanging out and lounging in, as John looks for the correct music. Where are you? Come on, there you are. You enter. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I'm playing with salsa music now. There are people doing lines of cocaine. There are people smoking hookah and doing massive amounts of inhalation drugs and hallucinogens. And you're just in the doorway. If you follow the crowd deeper into the next room, you will come into a Corinthian-styled palace. There are pillars that separate this massive chamber, and beyond, in the very back, swarmed by people who are all oiled up, glistening in bronze from artificial or real tanning in the Alcazenian beaches. There is a man hovering above a chase, taking the position of, David, when he reached out and touched God? You know that picture that I'm referencing? Yeah. I hope so. I don't know the actual... Maybe it was Adam. Either way, he is pointing at people and then speaking to them, laying back, laying down, no drink in hand. But everyone else is super drunk and seemingly enchanted by this... Oh my god, he's a fucking god, guys. Like, look at him. Look at his abs. Look at his muscles. He's perfect. He's like a statue come to life. He is beautiful. Almost beautiful enough to make anyone do a charisma saving throw. But you don't have to do that, because he, despite despite his beauty, his supernatural beauty, it is non-magical. No spell save required. This man has 24 hotness out of 18. He is the single most beautiful creature alive. And it's just a chaos of voices and people talking as you enter this chamber. You see him, Lei Stung.
Was not expecting all this. I just kind of thought he was a party animal, but this is something completely different.
What's going through Lei Stung's mind as he sees the most beautiful creature alive?
Damn, why are they both in the same city? This is not good for my mental. Alright, I'm just gonna walk up to him.
You walk up, you push through the crowd, and there he is, Rodrigo. His beautiful, glistening eyes looking directly into your soul, Lei Stung. For a brief moment, you pause. Your heart stops beating, and then you feel it in your chest, pumping twice as fast. Your palms begin to sweat. Spaghetti begins to fall out of your tuxedo pockets.
No, not this. Fuck.
No.
As you come in front of Rodrigo, he looks to you and speaks. Ah! What is your hotness, sir? Lei Stung. How will he address you?
Now. He's gonna call me by my number? 15.
He's not gonna call you. Ebor rolls his hotness real quick. You have 15 hotness. You are above the Alcazenian average of 14. Ah! An disciple. How goes your journey to being the most beautiful creature you can be? What is your name, you beautiful red-skinned beast?
You can call me Lei Stung.
Lei Stung.
Yeah, you can call me Lai for short if it pleases you.
Lie. Oh. I am Rodrigo. It is good to make your acquaintance or your friendship.
A pleasure as well.
He offers you his hand.
Like to shake it?
He's doing like the princess thing of like, kiss my hand.
I'm gonna see if I pick up on that. What do I roll to see if I even pick up on that's what he's wanting to do? I don't know if I would, honestly. I'd be very confused.
Maybe he's just like reaching out to touch you like God would do to Adam. Who knows?
Okay, I'm way more versed in religion. I'll touch his hands back with my finger.
You touch his finger. You find that there is some like weird magnetic force keeping your finger from fully touching his, but the illusion is there. As you like make this not so real but also symbolic connection. It's like, I bless you, Lai, on your quest to becoming as beautiful a creature as you can be.
Much appreciated.
And what is this crabby guest you bring who wears a toga but is not in my steaming room, where one can sweat out all the impurities of the world?
It's a colleague of mine. I do not think him to be crabby at all.
He looks so... Look at the stress upon his shoulders, my friend Lai. Look at him. It looks like there is an entire world weighing down upon him. He's not even buzzed.
Still looks up from the bowl of cocaine. What?
Look at him. He's taking stimulants when he clearly needs depressants. Someone get this man an evener. And someone will just come at you, still with a syringe to stab at you. What's your AC?
16.
16. That is not enough to hit your AC, unfortunately. You can easily weave out of the way, your magic protecting you, as you are chased by this goon with a syringe that has this gleaming white liquid in it that glistens and shines. Perhaps liquid cocaine. Who knows? Or heroin.
Kind of tempted to just take it.
Lie, my friend. Why do you come to me? Curiosity? Or are you
Yeah.
wishing
mostly.
to become a disciple?
A disciple of beauty, I assume?
Yes. Beauty. Beauty that is so beautiful, nothing can touch you. Clean of all impurities.
I'm afraid I'm far from that. My beauty lies more in my barbarism than my looks itself.
I see. You do have this rugged, wild man seeping through your eyes. Who hurt you? Lie.
You know, I've been talking to my therapist about it. I think it was my mom's fault.
Oh, your mother. Truly, mothers affect beauty the most.
Yeah, she was like really cold to me after my dad died, and it wasn't a great time.
Oh my
Let me tell you,
goodness.
to say the least.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Mm,
Here,
but-
bring it home, he says, opening his arms and allowing you to come hug him on his chase, if you so desire.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and hug him, see if the polarities push us out apart.
It doesn't push you away, but it doesn't let you, like, go skin to skin. So you have, like, this, like, illusion of touching, but there's, like, this weird centimeter of just, like, space between you and him, which is kind of uncomfortable, but also kind of, like, really warm. The weirdest thing about this hug is it's not a standing hug, right? So, like, as you, like, have to go in more at the side level, you realize that you're becoming more and more horizontal, until you're just, like, leaning in the crook of his arms, and he's, like, stroking your skin with the field of force that protects him, from everything. Please, cry as much as you wish. This is a place where emotions can run free, where all the impurities can be absolved in glee and joy. How do you feel, Leishton?
I'm feeling warm, feeling good. This is a good time. This is a good moment right now.
Indeed.
This makes me happy more than it does sad or like cry happy.
Fulfilling, one might say.
Yeah,
This
honestly,
being who's there for you.
this feels like an avenue in my life I didn't realize was open to me. Something new has sprung up to me. a new calling, maybe.
Yes, beauty is everywhere within this world, even within sadness. But you must let go of that pain, the grief. There is only one way forward in this world, and it is towards the ultimate beauty. Whatever that medium may be. Your life, from this point on, my good friend Lai, shall be beautiful.
Nothing but my deepest gratefulness, honestly, to be in
Indeed.
such a space like this and to have such warmness surround me. It's like nothing I've really ever experienced besides like my earlier childhood, maybe.
Well, you can stay in the crook of his arm. More people will come up to him, and he will engage them in the exact same way as he engaged you. This weird Adonis of a man who is so accepting of anyone so long as they're wearing a tuxedo or a toga. And who just want to have a good time and not try to assassinate him, which some people tried to do at one point. It gets brought up once during the conversation, but, you know, he quickly glazes, I am invulnerable to anything impure. The worst intentions can't even harm me. Yeah.
Goes in the background screaming, "I love cocaine" as he's running through.
You're just
trying not to
your
get
nose,
stabbed.
just both nostrils bleeding. You're weaving no matter what. This guy's constantly trying to give you this downer, but you're on a high that will never come down. Eventually, Syl will have a heart attack and die. But that is...
Neither here nor there.
that matters not here. It is all about beauty in Rodrigo's palace. And we're going to jump back to Igor, Chad, and Ebor, who come back to the ship fully restocked several hours later. And Lei Stung and Syl still aren't back yet.
Igor wants to talk to his crew real quick.
Yar, Captain.
He'll just gather like the 12 core members, the crew and eligible. You'll say, I need you to choose one of the new guys, and choose whichever one you like the least, but don't tell him that's why.
All
And
of
then
them
tell
say
him-
Schmitty in a singular chorus.
Well,
We
we
hate-
need
Don't
Schmitty.
do it. No.
We need Schmitty alive, so not him, sadly. But
I see.
well, whoever else you like the least, have him try just a bit of each food. I want to make sure it's not poisoned.
Poison, sir.
Yeah, apparently we might be getting some attempts on us.
We just loaded 800 pounds of food. Sir.
Yeah, just have him try a bit of each barrel or
There's
something. Just,
800 more coming tomorrow at dawn.
yeah, he'll be hungry again tomorrow.
All right. You're saying
Suggestion,
we...
Captain, why don't you just have him try a bit of each prepared meal?
That's what I meant.
Oh, well then great, we're on board.
Yeah.
Don't make him eat one out of every barrel right now.
No, yeah.
Are you sure we can't use Schmitty, sir?
Sadly not. I wish.
But
Don't worry,
he's the
we'll,
cook.
Yeah, but if the cook dies, then we don't have a cook.
And
Then how are we gonna eat?
we eat the rations raw, just like in the arsenal, sir. It gives ya a tougher constitution, being constantly sick and dying.
I like food, so nah. Yeah.
The crew will remember this.
Oh no. Igor's losing his grip. Quickly, he kills something.
You just find a rat and just... just
Yeah,
pop
he
it.
just starts screaming. He goes, "Yeah!"
Aye.
He'll throw the rat at like one of the people. Be like, "Have Schmitty cook this. And have him eat it."
Ah,
teach him.
yes!
There you go. He has the crew on his back again.
True.
All right, there we
Make
go.
him eat the rat! Make him eat the rat! They start breaking into song about harassing Schmitty. And we'll
Igor's
go,
such a good captain. Holy
go
crap.
do that immediately. Schmitty's wails will be heard throughout the night, as well as his retching.
Igor's the best captain.
So you want a food taster on board?
Yeah, pretty much. Just make one of the new guys do it.
Alright, well, that'll have developments later, I suppose.
Just in case. That way we don't get poisoned food.
True. You guys can stay the night in Alcazan, but we should probably move our little game along, huh? Eventually, Syl is kicked out. His hour-long dodging and weaving, and snorting cocaine. In that haze, he forgot to get in a spa, and Argyle, the manservant, will kick him out. Leishtung, you will go to sleep, and then you'll wake up in your own chase. And then, Rodrigo won't be there. Everyone else is kind of strung out during the wee hours of the morning, like the 5 to 4 a.m. So you'll head out to and make your way back to Xenos Betrayal. What's up, Syl?
Question. Can we find out if Leishang has any pain anywhere?
He does not, no.
No?
No.
Okay.
It's a beautiful place. Sex is not beautiful. It's not,
Can still keep a bowl of cocaine?
not to Rodrigo, anyway. Oh my god, Rodrigo. It was the quick point is of Rodrigo not having sex with anyone, including his wife, is no one is as beautiful as him. So, like, he won't lower his standards at all. Which is, like, the saddest and also, like, maybe the thing keeping him protected. Who knows? There's just, like, he's just a super weird character, guys. Don't question it. Fucking Rodrigo. No, you may not keep any cocaine you found. It must stay on the premises. It can leave your bloodstream as you leave, though. That is allowed.
No.
Well, too bad. You get kicked out. Lei Stung wakes up, and you are back on the Xenos Betrayal by 6 a.m. Dawn breaks. The crew awakens. The pirates first to harass the new guys, and then the new guys who are harassed, and then Schmitty, who wakes up in a pool of his own vomit.
Looks like they partied here too. God damn.
Yeah, what the fuck happened here, Lei Stung? Jesus Christ. And off you guys go? Question mark? Alright, add 800 pounds of food to your ship sheet. Your party sheet.
Got it.
Throughout the day, everyone needs to subtract 2 pounds from that, and you have like 54 people on your ship. So, 110, 108, just subtract food.
That's 7 days.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'll say 7 days left, and then
Yes.
subtract that number.
Yes, you could do that as well. That's fine. I'm missing my little pen fob there. Or here. There's a pencil. It's on the floor. You guys will head southbound. And the first thing that you guys will see, or maybe I should ask you all, what are you doing on the ship? Are you just like wanting to fast forward this, or like?
I think it's a good time to fast forward.
Okay.
Yeah,
You've
we're
been
chilling.
wanting us to speed this up, right?
Well, if you guys want to do something, I'll obviously stop.
Well, I got one thing. I want to find Ebor and do my thing.
All right, let's do your thing real quick,
God,
and then we'll speed run.
I like it. Can I find the gnome?
Mm-hmm. You find him.
Alright. So I got us something.
What'd you get?
Well, I got us 2 things. I got us the front-facing gnome carrier. And then also for, when you get tired, we have the piggyback gnome rider. I cannot emphasize enough how everything has a parentheses of a TM for trademark. Just remember that, John.
Okay.
But we can use this for battle. Yeah. Yeah. Carry you and just have you throw spells at from behind my back or right here on my tummy.
You'd lose all movement, but you could do it. I'd let it happen, as long as weight allows,
I already did the math on it, and I only have 22 pounds on me, and I could carry him. I wouldn't lose any movement.
Including all of
Putting
his
this
stuff.
out there, we do have a horse on the team.
I know, but this would be a lot more funner.
Your horse
Go
is
on,
being
Ivor.
calibrated.
What you think?
We can give it a go.
Alright, I pick up Ebor and I put him in my little front-facing one.
All right. That front foot. Have you counted the weight for both implements? I assume.
They're both less than 3 pounds, from what the website says.
Can you add 3 pounds or 2 pounds to your sheet off these items that you have? Does this affect your calculation at all?
No.
Okay. I'll trust you and do the math later on this. Because if I find out during combat that you actually can't do this, then you're in trouble. Alright.
No, it's definitely plausible.
You guys can fast forward this. The first day goes by. You guys head southbound, following the coast and also the plains of Alkazan's bordering region, which is currently unnamed because nobody lives out there. The river valley is called the Jorgen River Valley of Alkazan. But this entire expanse has no name to it at all. Because literally nobody goes there. It's a desolate kind of plain with scattered trees. A savanna-like area. And you guys can head south for...
Igor will be wearing his
200 miles
magical breastplate that has feather falling on it.
Cool. You get rid of your split mail. And
Do we
head...
know that that's actually a thing?
What?
That it has feather fall on it?
No one's tested it yet.
Do you want me to test it
Yeah.
for you with magic?
Sure.
Just throw him out of the airship, duh.
Right.
So
No, he's in my
cast
pouch.
identify.
Yeah.
That's ritual.
Alright, you ritually cast Identify. This thing has a command word, so if Eeyore did not say the command word, he would have instantly died. But why'd you gotta identify it? What the fuck?
Oh, thank God.
That
That would have been awkward.
What's the command word?
No.
Indeed. You identify, yeah, it's just a breastplate that has a Featherfall spell attached to it. It's pretty dope. It's pretty good.
So I know the command word now.
Yeah, you know the command word.
Okay. That would have been awkward. Yeah.
It seems to be based off a charge system of like 3 charges that it can hold, which recharge once a week or something. I don't have the item pulled up right now, so I'm not going to worry about it and fret too much, because, fun fact, there's no sky pirates in this region, because no one goes here. There's no point of going here at all. There's no sea lane. All other ships that could actually do piracy are, like, would have been based in Cantalar, if anywhere else, to, like, fuck with you. But, like, the City of Pumpkins has no air fleet, and they don't care. They love their city, and will not leave it at all. Alcazan has no air fleet, and Thorazor does not investigate this far south. They'd fuck with Alcazan and then head back, because they have a limited range too. So, you guys go out and just fucking explore. So John will pull up his map. So, we have these prairies with very scattered tree line, and then there's like this crazy ass, like, labyrinth almost of like fissures and chasms in this like weird section where the Badlands, the red wastes kind of spill into or towards the sea. But it's not so bad where it's like ruins and fucking dead petrified trees. It's more like just grassless terrain that's just very windy looking.
High desert?
Kind of like a desert, but not so much sand.
No, I said high desert, like mountain, like a dry, like mountainous range.
Yeah, kinda. Indeed. The fissures do go down deep, and the land above is kind of wide and spread out. This is not good terrain. Your surveyor will tell you to have a city-state upon, because it has no clear accessible to water, but the red wastes are known to be resource rich. So if you have a way of supporting your colony with food and water and basic, utilities, or like just storing it, you can make a very high profitable one, but it's also like, damn near parallel to the Isles of Flavor. And you guys are looking to do more of like an actual like pincer attack. Next up, you will come to this like scrubland and then like marshland. The more south you go, you cross over a rather large river as well. One of these like 1 to 2 mile wide rivers. They're huge. That seems to be starting to flow from these mountains over here. You guys have quite the visibility range, huh? Okay. So there's this big river that goes down. Scrubland, I said already. To the far, 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 far west of you, from what you guys can see, there seems to be like a river delta that leads out to the ocean from this big-ass river as well. And as you move further south, John keeps looking, you will come to this glistening golden, very idyllic, like almost dog-shaped stretch of land that is just like golden grass and light trees. Very, very pretty, I suppose, compared to, you know, waste and then just like swamp. And it seems to be in this like pocket between another river as you guys continue to go south. And it is around here where a choice must be made, Captain Igor. You guys are going further and further away from the mountains. And, well, I mean, you guys are going further and further away from the mountains and are kind of like losing visibility of them. Just due to going further and further down in elevation. I guess you can see like the true towering peaks, but like you kind of want to look at the low tier or the low mountains as well, because that's where like the clearly accessible resources are going to be if you like build a road from your colony to the mountains. You know what I mean? So Captain Igor, just keep heading south. Have we frozen?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Chad, can you move your arms? Oh, fuck. Okay. Everyone was just so focused, I guess.
We're waiting for our choice.
Yeah, Igor.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep the path or head towards the mountains?
I'll ask the rest of the party. What do you guys think?
Should we check out that river since it's like good for living?
River equals life.
Yeah, I guess we can have more down west towards the river.
Okay.
Try to see how good that area is.
There might be a lake.
Maybe we can take the low mountain range by the river and just see how that situation's looking now.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, you guys want to head back towards the Delta region?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you
Scout
guys
that area out.
stop going south and head westward. John is tracking our movement range of miles.
How many days has it been?
First day still.
Oh, shit.
You guys are just doing like first scouting right now. So it is the 10th. No. Yes, we're gonna say it's the 10th. Fuck it. You have spent 250 miles exactly as you reach the Delta. To your north is the wastes and the canyons and where it becomes scrub land. But in the Delta itself, there are many tributaries that lead out to sea from not just one, but two rivers. The one that you went above while you were going south, and then one you have yet to see. Or you see it now, but one you have yet to cross over airship. Can I get perception checks from the party?
Yes.
Oof.
God, fucking damn it.
Oof. Oof.
Perception.
Oh!
What?
Oh, there it
There we
is.
go.
Ebor, you bust out whatever sort of kaleidoscope or crystal you have in your pocket. And you may look and behold at the beauty before you. Down there in the river delta, those with bad vision can hardly see, but there are so many gosh darn animals that look scrumptious. Holy fuck. This place would be the perfect hunting ground. Like, circle of life levels of animal. Like, just quantity wise, there's a lot. It's beautiful. This delta is a game-rich area. You guys may want to take note of that, is what I'm getting at. All right. That's it for the delta's notes before you guys hit the ground itself. This is all sky scouting, by the way. Whew. So, where to now, Captain Igor? Follow the coast south for another 200 or so miles just to see what's there? Or, what, follow the secondary river upwards? Go back towards the mountains?
Go south.
Okay, cool. You go southwards. After about 30 miles of going it slow so that your cartographer can, do their job, it will be lunch break. So, your pilot, as it were, Bojable, will get one of the understudies that he has to helm the ship, while everyone goes to Schmitty. Your food tester will make an investigation roll. Rolling rather high. John will roll a luck die to see if this is poisoned. It is not poisoned. Your cadet, as it were, manages to be unaffected by this meal, and everyone chows down. It is a... That dice literally ran forever. It's okay. It's not the best, but it's, Schmitty's not the worst cook.
Come
I'm
on.
upset about the rat thing.
Still upset about the rat? Oh, he is,
Make
definitely.
meet the rat. Make him meet the rat.
There's not another rat! I've killed them all! Wait, why am I
So
going
damn catchy.
You guys eat, have lunch break, and then, yeah. Easy peasy. You will resume your journey. That was you guys supposed to mark off food. Did you already mark off this day?
The whole day.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'll mark off this day.
Dope. And further south you will travel. You are in this not so river delta area, but like this lowland valley, I suppose. Which after circling around for a little bit, you will realize that this valley is separated by two rivers which fork off from one that leads upwards to the mountains, or flows downwards from the mountains and then cuts this little chunk of land off. So, can I please get perception for the valley you're in?
No.
Fucking hell.
Okay. Ebor was the 18. So, we... Alright, so Chad, Leishtung, and Ebor again. We'll see what is here. What is in the valley, John? John, what's in the valley?
What's in the box, John?
What's in the box? A lot of clear space. This would be a great place to set up an agricultural plot, or a good base to make such a thing. There's a lot of wood. It's between two rivers, so it's likely fertile. Maybe it gets flooded later in the summer during the summer monsoons. But right now, yeah, it looks rather nice. It's very green and lush despite its river following tree line rather than being fully forested.
Did
So
you
maybe-
mark A?
I'm sorry?
Could you do like A, B, could you put a little letter at these places so that we can...
I am on a different map entirely from you guys. So I don't have a way of doing that on this one. But you are within this region here.
Wait, John, did you know that Paladin Channel Divinity recharges on a short rest?
No.
Not a long rest? Yeah, apparently it recharges on short or long rest.
What?
Just learned that.
How does this have to do with anything we're talking? Are you about
I
to
just
start
learned it.
Channel Divinity, your crew?
No, but it's just
Do it
I
on the
just learned
land.
it.
See
I've
if
always
you
been
pull it.
I've been doing it on a long rest,
I
but
thought
don't
it
know.
was long
Actually
rest.
recharges on short.
Huh. Okay. Cool.
Sorry. Anyways, keep going.
Alright, so this place would be dope for agriculture. There is a river separating it from the delta, which is, you know, annoying if you want hunters to go out and hunt. But, you know, build a bridge, Lamau. So, Captain, you have explored the valley. South, which you can see on the horizon, is what I call Deepwood. To the point where it's like
Yeah.
canopy forever, and you cannot see below the ground. This seems to stretch on for a majority of the very southern section of this land. So, like, over here is just heavily forested that the world map does not show. And it seems to be heavily forested in the very center. So maybe there's, like, a hidden river or a big lake below the canopy. Or some weird, massive pocket of water where the trees can constantly replenish and outcompete for the sun with one another. But this
Or an
Deepwood
elemental.
is crazy huge. That is... So we have moved a total of... Let me do my math calculations by using a ruler. We have moved a total of 310 miles for this discovery. We still have 200 miles left, so currently you can head more north, more south for another 200 miles, or you can head back towards the mountains following the river, I suppose.
Yeah, let's go up the mountains now that we scouted the land.
We
Alrighty.
should keep that forest area in mind, because that could be the elemental hiding spot. It does seem to be like very
Yeah, but if it's
obviously
heavily forested like that, I doubt we could see anything from the air.
Yeah, we have to
Probably
go
go-
down on foot one of these days. There.
Yeah.
the difficulty in your percentage checks increases. Who knows? What's your bearing, Captain? East or south? Or southeast? Or northeast?
East towards the mountains and then go back up the way we came. So that
Cool.
way we can check out the mountains for this area that we scouted out
Perfect.
so far.
You head eastward. And that will... Wow, this river stretches and goes forever. This river is easily like 200 miles plus long from the fork, not even to the ocean. So a rather long-ass river. To your north is that big old plains area. To your south is the Deepwood, which seems to... Can I get a perception check from the party as I make a little break? Bop. Oof. We're perception
went over
kings. Ebor coming in clutch.
Hey.
Ebor.
He has only
Oh
a
my.
+1.
Yeah, he only has a +1, but he's been rolling hot. Like a mad Chad. You, Ebor, while you are crossing or following the river, just kind of heading towards the mountains, will see it. You will see within a pocket of these mountains, there is a narrowing of the steepness that obscures what appears to be a pocket, a shadowy realm, just constantly or obscuring the sunlight, I suppose. Because on the far, far east, there's this like great big mountain chain, and then there's like a secondary one, which just like hides part of it. And due to the weirdness and the steepness, only the sharpest of eyes would be able to notice such a decrease and increase of elevation. And then to your south, there's like things moving in the trees that are, avian in nature. Far below you in the canopy. What do you tell your party, Ebor?
So there's definitely a kind of an interesting place because it's really hard to see. But it might be worth taking a closer look to really investigate it. But there are flying creatures down there. So it might be a little bit risky. But like there's definitely something that I don't think you guys would have picked up on because it is really hard to see down there.
Let's go
We
down.
could check it out. Around the same time
Captain!
we check out.
I have bad
Yes.
news, sir.
What?
We're hitting that range limit. If we don't start heading back soon, we might not make it to Alcazan.
Let's head back then along the mountain side this time, so we can
shit.
scout out that area on the way back.
Understood. These are all a little bit more northwards. You guys will follow that ridgeline, ignoring the pocket for now. But you're pretty sure that you guys... your cartographer, after having this noted to her... I should have been rolling. Yeah, she wouldn't have seen it. Will denote that on the map and the path you guys have been following. You guys have been going at a slow pace due to your cartographer. It's getting sundown, if not already dusk. So the following check will be at disadvantage as you explore the ridgeline and head back to Alcazan to end your day. So please give me perception checks at disadvantage. 12, 4, 0.
0.
Igor, what have you been doing today?
He's like playing around with this crew and stuff. He's not actually
Okay.
paying attention. Like the rest of the party would be like, "Oh, hey, look, there's something out." And Igor would be like, "Oh yeah, I'm looking," and then just turn back and keep like
Yeah.
messing with this crew or whatever.
Just like yelling at the pirates and trying to make them laugh.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, due to the sun heading down in the west, it creates this weird illusory effect just due to lighting. The mountains in the east seem far darker than they should be. And the more bigger mountains in the further east, they look hostile, almost. Foreboding, maybe. Like, maybe it's just a trick of the light. But you guys can head back to Alcazan. No big deal. Yep. So, that was the 10th. We're now on the 11th, if we just want to keep speeding through this. Or have we come up with a decision of where to go next?
Got the coast now?
Yeah,
We
you
have
guys-
not done the coast at all, right?
True. You just checked out the Delta and the Valley. You did not dedicate time to the coast.
Yeah, so go around the same route, but check the coast this time.
Alright, you follow the coast this time. With good speed. You go over that big, wretched plain area, and then the, not hostile, but, inhabitable, by normal means, crags and fishery badlands area. Finding many a small island chain. I mean, very small island chains that aren't even like a mile off the coast. These are stretches of land, sandbar, reefs, all sorts of badness if you are planning to make like a coastal city-state or like a coastal colony, because no boat would in their right mind be able to make that consistently. So it seems like the north is really bad to live in, I suppose. But who knows what wealth might be down there. Your surveyor mentions. It's always the Badlands that have the good shit, she says. You quickly go over them, because there's not too much to take note of. So, about 150 miles later, you will reach the Delta's end, which is nice. You will get to see all the game still going around, all these animals and wildlife entering the circle of life. It's beautiful, as always.
And there's no spirit beast running around?
None.
Just, like, meandering?
No spirit beasts that you guys have spotted so
That's
far.
right.
That's good.
That's super good.
So, would 2 be a good spot then?
2 seems like the best. Like either 2 or in between 2 and 1. So we have like the agriculture and we have the hunting grounds in the north.
I mean, either or would be... We would still have that space to, like, expand.
Mm-hmm.
You
That
guys
seems
can...
like the best area though to settle down.
And then it's also... 2 is also near the mountain, so you can, like, have a mining expedition there. Or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these locations are nowhere close to the mountains. They are hundreds of miles away from the mountains. Like, these rivers that I'm describing are, like, super long and super snaky. But you guys can keep heading south and enter the, I suppose, ridged off area of this valley. It seems to dip downward and then come upward, kind of like a weird bowl. The longer you look at the coast, there doesn't seem to be any clear markings or clear locations to build like a coastal thing, but let me see some more perception checks. Because we may have a Nova Scotia situation where it's just like...
Oh, that's not bad.
No, Brad, you're on the lookout today. There it is,
Hey.
Chad. Holy shit. Chad. Below. Kind of in a treacherous looking area. Far below, in this like cliffside, there is this dope looking chasm. That more or less can't be seen during the early hours of the day, or even perhaps beyond noon. But you see it during this early section of the day. The light of your airship must just, like, reflect just so slightly on it. There seems to be something down there.
Guys, check this out. And I
On the-
point this out to everyone. Sorry, if you were still going. Go
No,
ahead.
you're good. I was setting the scene a little bit for you, but no big deal. You did it for me.
Does anybody check it out?
I check it out. Yeah.
Let's check out that cool chasm.
I wonder what's down there.
Dock there? What does it look like? It's like chasm, I doubt it.
I'm trying to keep up updating the map and our notes. Sorry. That's gonna be somewhere like there-ish. Alright.
Somewhere like there-ish.
We should definitely check that out once we get on the ground.
Which is when I'm getting a little stir crazy.
Yeah, when do you? You guys can set down whenever you want. Or at least start lowering and then go into like this weird or not hovering, but circling basically, where your ship just kind of chills and like rides the wind.
Don't we want the cartographer to like give us the map after he maps out the whole area first? That way we have like a map to work with.
That's an option, yeah. That's going to take like more than a week of constantly doing this. I'm just doing this early bit to give you like points of interest. At least the points of interest I have prepared for this unexplored region of the world. So we have the Kazam.
I mean, we can sit down and like be like, "Hey, go cartographer, do mapping stuff.
Go gadget.
We're gonna explore this area for a bit. Come back in like an hour or two and pick us up." Type of
Do
thing.
you wish
We've got
to do that?
radios, so we could just raid them when we're ready.
True. You can speak with your ship.
That's true. I'm
It
cool
could
with doing
come
that.
back.
I mean, let's finish exploring the coast down to like where we explored, down to like this area before we. So that way we at least like explore this entire like square, you know.
You guys will quickly reach the end of the valley and see where the southern tributary of that big-ass river I initially talked about ends and fills out into the ocean. It has many more of those reefs and tiny islands that sort of filter out in almost a delta-like way, but a little bit more harsher. Probably not a great place to have a colony. Unless you want a tiny island colony. Do you keep going south, or are you following the river again, or are you going back north?
South until we reach like this point, to like where we reached the other day.
That's
So we're even with it.
okay. You are at that point, is what I'm telling you.
Oh,
Yep.
We'll go back to the place
Let's
you
go check
just
out the chasm.
described. The chasm.
we can check out the chasm, or we can check out this place. We can check out whatever.
It
Let's
sounds
go
like
to
your
Chasm,
crew
right?
is
Most recent
getting
thing.
a little bit land hungry.
I do be a land bug. Please. Just a small break from being there. I'm gonna turn upside down.
Chad, how badly do you want to go and visit this chasm?
Chad wants to see how cool it would be to grind on one side of this chasm, and how deadly it would be.
All right, fuck it. Let's
For
go
sure.
to the chasm.
All
Let's
right.
explore. Let's get on land.
All right, you guys head back northward. Do you stop for lunch? It is 12. Do you guys want to head out during the afternoon, or do you want to just go as soon as you get there?
Has the crew found any rats on board since yesterday?
No.
All right.
I'll roll. I'll roll for it. Maybe they did. No, they didn't. That's not. That was a 3.
Igor keeps a very clean ship.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys want lunch?
Yeah, let's have some lunch before we land.
Yeah,
All right.
Let's do it.
Uh,
A little growth.
investigation check. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Luck die.
Uh-oh.
If he's tasting the food beforehand, we'll
Schmitty. Oh no, it tastes like shit, guys. It
know.
tastes
Come on, Schmitty.
terrible. Oh my god. Guys, Schmitty's not like a proficient cook or chef or anything. So when he cooks this shit, you're like, oh my god, this is trash. Do you want to eat it?
Well, did the gut poison guy check it? Is he good?
The
Can we see
poison
his
guy's
condition?
still good, yeah.
Okay.
He's just like, oh my god, Schmitty, what the fuck, man? I can barely
Yeah,
eat this.
I'll eat it, but I'll make sure Schmitty doesn't get his food today. He didn't do good enough.
Okay, cool. Who else eats it?
Better cook better, Schmitty, or you're not gonna be eating.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat.
Okay.
Chad will pass.
I mean, I think I've got my own rations, so I could just.
You get your fucking Lunchable that fucking Sil got you from Kids Are You.
Military food doesn't taste that good.
No. Alright, whoever ate, please make me Constitution saves.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not, no.
Oh my god.
Nice.
15.
Okay. 14.
Plus 5.
Sil's on a liquid lunch every day. He's just fucking boozing it up.
True story.
Make me a con save to see how drunk you get before you go on a cool adventure.
All right, that's fair.
Alright, let's see what kind of poison this is. Okay. Sil, guys, has been getting plastered in his room trying to do something with his pseudo-dragon. But you guys...
Wait,
Sil...
so we don't notice the poison guy get poisoned before? Like, he ate the food.
Yeah.
Well, this could be normal food poisoning if the food was made poorly.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, he spends most of his time in the bathroom, and so does Leishtang. Leishtang, something is wrong with the thing you ate. Igor just barely manages to, like, keep it down and, like, not be affected by it. But CK is, or Leishtang, excuse me, for the purposes of the next day, poisoned.
Oh, this sucks balls.
I will spend 5 points of my lay on hands and cure it.
All right. You
we're
are
going on
cured
this
of the
journey.
poison as Igor breaks down the bathroom door, Leishtung, to get at you and to touch you.
I got you, Leishtung.
It's just spaghetti and vomit all over the floor.
Nice. You... Oh, God. He made bad spaghetti. The ultimate sin. You guys will begin to descend. You can choose to do a rough... I suppose you would just anchor to the land itself.
Wait,
and
airdrop.
You want to airdrop?
How many fall scrolls do we have left?
I can't cast feathers. I can't do.
Oh my
spells
God!
with Featherfall.
None of
You have
those
a-
people are here anymore.
You have a wizard, guys.
Oh shit!
Wait.
Yeah, we do. I
Yeah.
forgot we have one of those now.
But it uses a spell slot.
Oh, really?
Do a
But it's
try?
airdropping.
But this isn't even like a cool moment. This is just being late. Let's just get off the ship calmly. When we're going to attack somewhere, then we're like skydive in.
Fair enough. Fair
That's-
enough.
If we go skydive
Igor
in
will
now, there's
change
no
into
point.
his back into his scale mail before.
All right, you have
Anything
two
else?
choices here. You can do the 60-foot rope ladder, where they try to lower you guys down and you get off while they try to keep moving. Or you can do the untested but potentially working gondola, where they try to hook into the ground at like 100 fucking feet, trying to stay somewhat steady by cutting power to the magical sails and just binding themselves to the ground. And then lowering down a gondola that way. Which would you prefer?
Well, we gotta test it sometime.
Maybe we
Right.
use the ladder. We get some of the other rookies to do the gondola
Gondola.
test run.
Only
after us.
you guys are
that.
getting off. I'm not bringing down airship crew to do a red shirt mission for you guys. This isn't Star
That
Trek.
hops in the gondola.
Yeah,
Hells
we gotta test this thing. Gotta test it eventually.
All right, 4 medium creatures can be on this thing at one time. So, who
God,
wants to
there's
go down
3
first?
Of us. Well, we have a
We
gnome.
called it.
I'm small.
Yeah, so he's just.
yeah.
We're literally being warned by another person in our party.
Okay, so who's going down alone then? Because there's still 5 of you. Oh wait, no,
There's not.
there's not.
There's
Alright.
There's 4 medium-sized humanoids, and the gnome.
Then
is
John
literally
brings
in
up
his
the
little
2,000 pound weight limit. What's your combined weight, boys?
No.
195.
180 something.
With your gear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like 200. Sorry, I'm thick.
Holy shit.
That's not fun.
Oh yeah, I'm like 200 also actually.
Don't
So's
forget
never
your
actually
shadow
gotten
beast weight. You
weighed.
got to carry that emotional weight with you into a physical poundage, right?
John, can you quantify the weight of a shadow for me, please?
Yeah, sure. It's as bad as Igor feels whenever he realizes he's not a good person.
Ooh, feels bad, man.
Actually, Igor doesn't feel bad anymore.
Well then,
About it.
it's weightless. No big deal. You guys descend.
You made
It
a
sounds
mistake,
like you
John.
don't even come close to halfway. You leave the extra non-necessary gear, and then you go down. Down, down, down. John will roll a luck die and a captaincy check. Winds are strong. But Bojable manages to keep steady. If he was any less experienced, or being an inexperienced pilot, you guys probably would have just fucking fallen. A spell slot would have had to be used, or damage to your ship would have occurred. So good job, Bojable. Yeah.
Woo!
Hey.
Okay.
This is how you get the good meals, and Sweeney gets rats in his ass.
Jesus. Down you go
I'm gonna look for a
onto
rat immediately as soon as we hit land. This motherfucker. Shit.
onto a cliff face. And here's where we're going to end tonight's stream, as you guys begin to head towards that chasm onto unknown land.
A literal cliffhanger.
A literal cliffhanger, yes. Who knows what mysteries await in this not so new but also new world. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Go check out Greg Hansen. He's on currently. with my boy Soul Crusher 69 or whatever the hell his name is.
Nice.
Nice.
To everyone else, there's MasterCard. I'll see you all Thursday. Hopefully without an ear infection or clogged ears anymore, because I'm getting that treated tomorrow.
Nice.
See you guys later.